balls.
A little blow. Like 20. Everybody's.
That was the audio from yesterday. Didn't have the other one pulled up yet. Well, anyways, we don't get there. Oh, we got to hear that. We didn't hear the music. Maybe I can play it. Let's see. Got to get it going. There we go. All right. Thank you, Cheryl Bullock. I don't know if you guys were here yesterday. I don't know what the deal was. We did a later show, and it was the worst night in a year and 3 months. So I don't know what the deal was there, but hopefully tonight we can, it's better. It just didn't seem like it was a good show. It was just like, it's frustrating. Wow, yeah. Yeah, cool. All right. Anyways, we're going to do an update. There's some articles out there on Nancy Guthrie. I don't know if there's anything. Is Brian Enton put anything out or anything on that? Or it just seems like it's in a place where nothing's really happening very much. And then there's a case at Big Sur where a body of a woman was found. And we also have Sam Altman. His house was attacked and the FBI raided this guy's house. I've got the charging document in that one. And then also in the case of, let's see, where is that? Well, I think the first thing I'll just talk about then is remember the case of Anna Kepner, the cruise ship? The cruise ship, the girl that was killed by her, I guess, stepbrother. Now, the U.S. Justice Department says a 16-year-old boy has been charged with murder now. So that's the thing. And aggravated sexual abuse in Florida in the death of the 18-year-old stepsister on a Carnival cruise ship. Here's a look at the timeline of the case. So this is Kepner's body was discovered on November 7th through 8th. Kepner's body is discovered by a housekeeper concealed under a bed in the cabin. She was sharing with 2 other teens, including stepbrother Timothy Hudson. And then mid-November, Kepner's death draws international attention, sparking intense speculation after a court filing in a dissolution of marriage case involving Hudson's mother said the FBI is investigating and a minor child may be implicated. Then November 20th, the Associated Press reports that Hudson is identified as a suspect in her death, according to court documents. February 2nd, Hudson is charged with as a juvenile with murder and sexual abuse. February 3rd, Hudson is arrested and pleads not guilty. February 6th, U.S. Magistrate Judge Edwin Torres said Hudson can remain free pending trial. February 24th, Assistant U.S. Attorney Alejandra Lopez requests that Hudson be prosecuted as an adult. March 10th, federal prosecuting attorney files a superseding indictment but asks that the court keep it sealed. And then April 10th, the entire court file is unsealed. April 13th, the U.S. Department of Justice announces that murder and sexual abuse charges have been brought against Hudson in connection with Kepner's death. I think they are charging him as an adult, too. All right. But hey, guys, on tonight's show, if you guys could please help support the channel. Last night was, like I said, it was the I mean, it was an absolute disaster. I don't know what the deal was, but if you guys have the ability to help support the channel, we got try to reach the goal tonight after that yesterday. We're now way behind. We were just kind of squeaking by for the month, and now it's just. So if you guys have the ability, buy some channel memberships or gift memberships. That'd be great. Thank you. And when I say that, I'm not just saying it out loud so people can hear me say it. It's like I need action taken. All right, we need to get moving. Yesterday, the entire show, I think it was $26. I mean, it was just like, wow, that's ridiculous. I mean, you know, I don't know what to say, or if it was kind of embarrassing. All right, so anyways, that's the situation in that case right there. And then we're going to move on to, let's see, maybe we'll just do Nancy Guthrie now. Yeah, he should be charged with as an adult. Yeah, so apparently it looks like Cece Moore, you know, she's saying now that the saliva, you know, is such a big deal, but we don't know, you know. Sure, he had the light in his mouth. He may have touched something. You know, it's also possible that, you know, the portion that he grabs at the end never touched the mouth, right? So you just grab it and pull it out. Hey, thanks, Alley Cake. It has been 71 days since Nancy Guthrie went missing from her Arizona home, and a genetic genealogist says the key to solving the case points to the masked man caught on camera. Guthrie, 84, was reported missing February 1st when family members checked her because she missed church service with no new leads or suspects. The investigation into her disappearance seems to be at a standstill. Footage from the doorbell camera at Guthrie's home shows a masked man with a flashlight in his mouth outside the door, deliberately covering the camera with a nearby shrub. C.C. Moore, a genetic genealogist, told News Nation that detail cannot be ignored, as a man's saliva could likely be found. Well, I mean, you know, I don't think anybody's ignoring anything, you know, like, they see that. They're testing. They went and tested different things that he may have touched. You know, DNA is hardy, so it's certainly possible there's still some DNA there, Moore said. In particular, I really do think that saliva is the most likely because of what appears to be that flashlight in his mouth. Right, but that doesn't mean anything. You know, everybody is jumping on that now with no information. They're like, ooh, the flashlight again. And remember, we had Dr. Colleen Fitzpatrick. She was like, yeah, man, come on. Yeah, right there. It looks like you can almost see the just enough of it's blocked. So I don't know how far that's in his mouth or whatever, but you know, there's possibly it's enough out at the end that you can just grab it and not be, you know, getting saliva on your hand, right? I just don't understand everybody's so into that. I mean, it's not going to help anything right now. You know, I mean, they probably swabbed any place in the house that would be likely that he touched anyways. So I don't really understand the significance of that. You know, they don't have the flashlight. I don't know what that means, Donna. That doesn't mean anything. Oh, you were talking about above. I had an interview with someone. I don't remember exactly what the name was. He showed all the press out there, all around That was a few days ago, wasn't it? No, he's not a suspect that we're aware of. They said that they're Tommaso and Annie and all of them, they cleared, they said. Oh, well, it was interesting at first. Somebody's asking this question right here. Is Tommaso a suspect, or is that like a conspiracy? Well, it's kind of a conspiracy now because the sheriff already cleared them. Right? Is there any chance somebody could do one of the challenges that we normally do today, just to get something moving? I'm really getting nervous about this month right now. It's just... Anyways, I mean, they searched the house, and they had the car that Tommaso drove Nancy home with. So I don't think it was that odd for people to think maybe he was a suspect at the beginning. But the sheriff cleared them, and it looked like the family members all were hugging, etc. And so, How would we know the answer to that question, nosy Google? How would we know the answer to that question? Jesus, that's just wild. People ask stuff like that. All right, let's see what the next one is. Okay, what's funny is when I was talking to Jennifer Coffindaffer, she says she just posts stuff on Twitter, and these people out there quote her all over the place to create a whole new story. Isn't that weird? A former FBI agent has said the motive for the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie is a simple one. Law enforcement said they know the motive for the abduction of Nancy, and they have known since the beginning. So this is what Jennifer is saying. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I've said the same thing. It's a abduction. I think it's an abduction. I don't know what she thinks it is. I think she thinks maybe that abduction for ransom, but some people think it was for, I can't remember if it was her or somebody else that thought it was like payback of some sort. So law enforcement said they know the motive for the abduction of Nancy. They have known it from the beginning. Kidnapping for ransom. Nancy sadly died. That's what she typed in. The kidnappers didn't care and tortured the family with 2 notes, knowing the FBI would not recommend paying a ransom without proof of life. But why did they do that part, though? I don't really get it. You throw that in there just so casually. But why would you, if it was an abduction for ransom and that was the original goal, why would you then, after Nancy dies, take the time to torture the family when that had nothing to do with anything? I could see sending that, torturing the family, if your initial goal was to abduct her just to torture the family and kill her somewhere. But then if you're abducting somebody for ransom, why would you risk communicating at all just to torture the family on, you get what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense. But hey guys, if you could please help support the channel tonight, I would really appreciate it. We absolutely are way behind now based on last night. So if you guys have the ability to, that would be fantastic. Nobody's required to, but if you can, that'd be great. Kidnapping for ransom. But you get what I'm just saying right there? See, she's saying kidnapping for ransom. Nancy sadly died. The kidnappers didn't care and tortured the family with 2 notes, knowing the FBI would not recommend paying a ransom without proof of life. Like most cases, this one is simple, but everyone wants to make it complex. Well, I don't want to make it complex. I've never made it complex. I think it's a ransom, kidnapping for ransom that went wrong, and they attempted to figure out a way to get some money, and that's why they haven't heard from the original ransom writers again. Yeah, that's a different person, Donna. That's a different person. There's a second ransom note writer that's been communicating with TMZ after the original two. See, there was original two. That was a different set of people, or a different person than the second one, the one that keeps trying to say, "Oh, I saw her in Sonora." That's a different one. We don't know what the first two. They were never able to track or trace. Anyway, it says the investigation into the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old mother of NBC Today co-host Savannah, is now in the third month. She was last seen at her home in January 31st. Hey, wow, thanks, Allie Cake and Carly. Wow, we just blew away yesterday, just like that. I mean, yesterday was disturbing almost. It was really weird. I'm not sure what was happening. Hey, thank you so much there, let's see, Carrie Lee and Allie Cake, as in I'll eat cake. Brian Hooker was released. Right, I'm not going to talk about, you guys were so disinterested in Brian Hooker, I'm not even going to talk about that one. That was just like, kind of an interesting case, but man, wow. Struggles. I only brought it up because the article asking to look for more DNA made me think, well, what if you all find someone whose DNA you would expect, like, yeah, well, touch DNA in a house. If you find Tomasa's, Annie's, any of the relatives, anything like that, that's why it's crucial to have a particular place where the DNA is found that's relevant. Hey, thanks, Miley. Okay, do you get what I'm saying? Like, let me just talk about, like, let's say there's a sexual assault of some sort, right? Well, let's say there's touch DNA on somebody's pants, and the DNA is like on the side or something. Well, that's not as important as if it's on the button snap or the belt area, that kind of thing. That means way more. Touch DNA on somebody's side, you could get that from going to McDonald's. The crazy part is you could have a guy named Jim who has nothing to do with anything, goes into McDonald's, opens the door with his hand, and 2 minutes later, a victim presses that door open, gets the DNA in her hand, and wipes her pants or something, then 4 hours later gets assaulted somewhere, and then they swab those genes, and my God, there's his DNA from Jim. All right? That sucks. I mean, that's what makes it difficult. So that's why it's got to be like key information. For example, in Koberger's case, it was perfect. A knife sheath left there by the killer, and then on the underside of the button snap that he missed, it's right there. And thanks, Miley Mills. Yeah, we got to get one of those challenges with the memberships, you guys. That'd be great. Well, look at that. That's so funny. Hey, Marty. I just sent Marty a quiet message on the side for him to do that. That's so funny. There he is, that Marty guy. He always shows up when Grace... yeah. All right, so Marty's got a challenge, everybody. If you guys send in 10 individual memberships... just 10 different people. That's we're still not close to the goal, Big Troller. So if you guys send in 10 different individual channel memberships, just $5, 10 of those, then he'll do 10 all by himself in the form of coffee. All right? Any chance you guys could do that? That's the way to reach these goals here. And by the way, when I say goals on my channel, I try to bring in ad revenue, super chats, etc., 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 and then try to donate thousands of dollars every single month to true crime-related charities, as well as surviving in the world of YouTube, not promoting channels that put out the factual information. All right, so let's see if we can reach Marty's challenge. We got one right now. Got one of them. We need 9 more. A $5 super chat yep, there's, ooh, look at that. Kimberly Tomei. Is it Tomei? That's 5. That's 4. So, there we go. Boom. They just did it. Carly did it. And we've donated $292,000 since January of 2020. Almost $300,000. It's pretty amazing for not a large channel like myself. All right, so that's it. You guys, right there, you reached Marty's goal. So where does that put us at? His challenge, I mean. I think we made it. We're about 33% now. Hey, not too bad. Got to do a few more of those during the... Anyways, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Very kind. And by the way, put out some vibes for Marty, who's going to be having... he's got a little minor surgery coming up here on Thursday, so... Got to put out the vibes. Prayers and vibes for Marty's Bar and Grill. All right. What does it mean? I know you said you donate. Oh, I don't. Okay, this is what we donate money to. You guys, there's people here that don't know. I'm gonna do this really quick. I'll get back to this. Let's see. We've put over $100,000, maybe like 115 or 120, into a DNA fund for identifying Jane and John Does. So these are bodies found that haven't been identified, and we've done criminal cases and just regular case where a body's found. They're almost always going to be related to criminality of some sort, but they don't even know who these people are. So we do that with Identifiers International. Then we've donated $30,000 plus to 3 different places. Those are the main ones we donate to. Are Texas EquiSearch. They've gotten over $30,000. We've given over $30,000 to NCMEC, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And we've given over $30,000 to RAIN, which is Violence Against Women. So right there, that's $200,000. All right, and then we've given tons of money to like Wounded Warriors and Black and Missing and Indigenous Missing People funds, and then we also have a scholarship fund. So I mean, that what I just told you made up about like $225,000. And then we've given a scholarship fund that we have for students in the criminal justice world. We've already got $24,000 in there. So there's another like 40-something thousand given to sort of random charities that are, not the usual ones, like the ones for Idaho 4, all the victims in that case we donated money to. There was 2 charities in that one for Ethan Smile, and then one for the girls. We gave thousands to each one of those, and so there you go. Hopefully you guys think that that's good. I mean, it's weird how, I don't know, just people you get trolled about it. But yeah, I could use you guys' support tonight. I tell you what are we at here? If we can get to $400 in any form, I'll donate tonight. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do at the end of the month, so I might as well do it now. Maybe we can donate $1,000 if you guys get to. Well, maybe I'll make it this. If you get to 500, I'll donate 1,000 because that's only $350 to the channel, and then I'll donate 1,000. And to make 1,000, the channel has to bring in 1,500. All right, you guys into that at all, or? I'll donate 1,000, and we'll pick a charity to do it to. All right. So if you guys can get up to 500, we are at 140 currently. Anybody into that? You didn't seem too excited. And thank you, Paul Ayers. Very cool, very cool. Or how about this? If we get to 300, I'll do 500. How about that? That's probably a better way to do it. We'll see how it goes. I mean, this is... Hey, Tracy Von Brott. Yeah. All right, here we go. The investigation into the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old mother of NBC Today co-host Savannah Guthrie, is now in its third month. She was last seen at her home on January 31st and reported missing on February 1st by her family. Authorities believe she was kidnapped and said drops of her blood were found on the front porch. In February, the FBI released surveillance footage from a doorbell camera showing a masked man whom they called a suspect outside Guthrie's front door on the night she disappeared. Since then, the investigators have not identified a suspect or provided details about any significant breakthroughs in the case. Multiple news outlets reported receiving purported ransom notes in February, but authorities have not yet said whether the notes were authentic. TMZ last week reported receiving 2 ransom notes from a person asking for payments in cryptocurrency for information about Guthrie's kidnappers. So that's a different person than the other one. You guys didn't seem too into what I was saying a second ago. It would be cool, but if that's not something you guys can do, if we can get to about 350, I'll donate 500. All right, because 350 brings in 270 something, and then I'll donate 500, so I'll make up the other half. All right, so right now we are at 140, not even that, 135. So we need to get to another 220. We need a few more challenges. What to know? In her post, Coffindaffer referenced Occam's razor, a principle that recommends searching for the simplest explanation. And this is all stuff I've said 1,000 times. She said Guthrie's family knows the motive, referring to Savannah Guthrie's comments in an interview on the Today Show last month. Yeah, I mean, last month, basically, Savannah let us know that, she said, I believe that the first 2 ransom notes were real. The reason she believes that is because law enforcement told her that. I mean, there's no way in hell you would believe something unless they were like, we really think this is real, so... Thank you, Miley Mills. All right, so if we get to 350, I will donate $500. We'll pick a charity right on the show and send it in. And what are we at now? Missed it. We're at 292,112. So that would get us to 612. And thanks, Marty. In the interview, she discussed the possibility that her mother's kidnapper was motivated by her money. Right. And she says she feels bad about that. Well, why? The thing is I mean, I get it, but she shouldn't feel bad at all. People should be able to go out. What are you doing, Cindy? Why do you have the little question marks? You do this again. Oh, boy, here we go. She recalled a phone conversation with her brother who told her that he thought that their mother had been kidnapped for ransom. She said she asked him if he believed it could have been because of her, and he said yes. I mean, that's just like a logical thought. Oh, what do you mean my screen? Oh, I don't know what happened on my screen. Just say that. Hey, your screen looks weird. Don't say, huh? You know, I didn't see the screen. I'm looking at the screen over here, all right? So when you just type in question marks, it doesn't help anybody. You know, type in, hey, Gray, your screen is on a different screen. You know? Whew. Yikes. All right, thank you. Let's see. She recalled a phone conversation with her brother who told her that. We just went over that. But I knew that, she said. I hope not. I mean, we still don't know. Honestly, we don't know anything. So I don't know that. It's because she's my mom and somebody thought, oh, that's the lady that has money. We can make a quick buck. I mean, that would make sense, but we don't know. And she shouldn't feel bad if that is the one. Oh, Alley Cake, you got one? If someone donates 20, she'll donate 20. So how about if 4 people do a membership, she'll donate 20. I mean, why don't you help out, Cindy, instead of 3 question marks? That doesn't mean anything. I'm looking over here, right? That's the screen I'm reading from. This little tiny box over here shows me what's on the screen. And when I just showed you something, I went back to the wrong one. So we'll go to this one. All right. It's okay, Cindy. It's just like, that's just so similar. Just little weird things. I don't know what you're saying. But that's the challenge up there. Alley Cake's trying to do, you guys. We need 4 gifted memberships. Let's see. She said she had come to terms with that probably being the case. That she's responsible because she makes money. She also said she believed most of the ransom notes sent to her family were fake, but that the 2 notes to which the family had responded were real. And the reason she says that, I believe, is because the FBI said that. In an interview with NBC News last month, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos, who is leading the investigation, said investigators believe they know the motive for the crime. But anyways, can you guys reach Alley Cake's challenge up there? She doesn't really do the challenges that much, so it'd be nice if you guys showed her some love and the channel some love by reaching that one. Thank you. In an interview with NBC News last month, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos, who is leading the investigation, said investigators believe they know the motive for the crime. But he did not elaborate, citing the integrity of the investigation. It's come out from day one, Nanos said. From day one, we had strong beliefs about what happened, and those beliefs haven't diminished. And, you know, I think it's probably the same thing that we've said on this channel the whole time. This is likely an abduction for ransom that went wrong. The only part that confuses that theory is the fact that they sent the letters to... The first one they sent to just local news outlet. And then it could have been that they sent it to TMZ because they hadn't heard anything and weren't sure that they got it. So then they sent it to another place, you know, TMZ, who's going to come forward and say it. But that isn't typically how they do it. So that part's still kind of weird. Okay, we need 3 more of those, you guys. Thanks, Karen. Alright. So that's basically it. Not a lot of stuff going on in the Nancy Guthrie case. We've already You know, I've told you what I think. I mean, I had somebody say like this. This guy's just standing there. He's posing. We don't know what this guy's doing. All right? This person just keeps inundating me saying that he's just standing staring at the house. We don't know what he's doing in this picture. Okay? It doesn't mean he's standing staring at the house. It means that that's when the still frame was. He could have just been planting the foot and was about to turn. Like there wasn't any time there. I didn't see yours, Kimberly. Because you didn't put one in there. Let's see. Or at least I can't tell. I'm on top chat. So I don't see one from you there, Kimberly. Come on, you guys. Are you not going to match Alley Cake's challenge there? Jesus. I don't think there's much of any difference at all between an abduction and a kidnapping. I mean, kidnapping was usually sort of used, for kids, right? That's why they came up with the term. But that's not, I don't think abduction and kidnapping have any significant difference. Let's see what it says. Well, that's the same one that Alley Cake did, Kimberly. I don't know. It seems like you're just repeating. Hey, thanks, Michelle H. Yeah, but let's try to match it inside here, Lisa. Jesus. Kidnapping and abduction are both serious felonies involving the unlawful taking of a person, but they differ primarily in intent and method. Kidnapping involves taking a person by force or threat for reasons like ransom. Abduction is broader term, often involving deceit, persuasion, or force to remove someone, frequently associated with custodial disputes or illicit non-monetary purposes. Okay, so kidnapping usually has a ransom associated. So I don't know who Kimberly is, but they said they had another challenge, but we're not even reaching Alley Cakes, so it's pretty tough. Let's see. Oh, you did it. Okay. Oh, I see. He said he did. All right, cool. Well, thanks, Marty. I was trying to get the people on the show to be helping too. No, I guess Marty, you just told me Marty sent it in, so. It's just a way to, people can do, it's like 2 for 1 for people. Maybe they feel like they could help more doing that. I don't know. It is what it is. So we're still just kind of, we're at 160 right now. And we're trying to get to 350, and then we'll donate $500. Yeah, but we don't know if this person just walked up and then started turning right there. You know what I mean? Hey, thanks, Alley Cake. All right. Oh, I think I did the math wrong. We're currently at 180 right now. Or 175. Like, for example, in this one, I mean, I could have, right there. Oh, look at, he's just standing there. Look at that, he's just standing. He's just looking. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, like right there, right? He's just standing there. What's he doing right there? Well, he isn't just doing that. Hey, thanks, Kimberly Tomei. All right. I think that got us to 195. Only 150 to go. Thank you, Marty's Bar and Grill up there for Alley Cake and everybody else, the Karen and Michelle H. All right, let's take a look at some of these other ones that were happening today. You guys want to do the Sam Altman one first or the Big Sur body found? That one's kind of weird, that one. Let's try to pound out the Altman one really quick. All right. Yeah, so he, this kid right here, he took like and that's the second time in like a week that Sam Altman's house has been attacked in San Francisco. I wonder if there's like this weird community of nut jobs out there. But apparently he threw like a Molotov cocktail up there. And, you know, to make this really easy, I think we can just go right to this. I mean, I got this criminal complaint. Fox News is pretty good sometimes when they have a story, they have like a link to it. And I don't know how they got this thing so damn fast, but... Okay, here's the statement of probable cause in here. It has pictures and everything. All right, so this guy's name is Moreno, Daniel Alejandro Moreno Gamma. All right. So here is the statement of probable cause. There is probable cause to believe that Moreno Gamma traveled from the state of Texas all the way to California, and on or about April 10th, 2026, in the Northern District of California, Moreno Gamma threw a destructive device at two neighboring residences in San Francisco, both owned by Victim 1, and then attempted to set fire to the San Francisco-based headquarters of Company 1. So that must be the headquarters of... Oh, interesting. The headquarters of ChatGPT. Victim 1 is the chief executive officer of Company 1. Company 1 is a research company that deploys and develops artificial intelligence. I wonder if they have... Isn't that the name of... OpenAI, is that the name of his company? Yeah, that's probably right there. OpenAI Inc. in San Francisco, California. Yeah, so we got these trolls in here again, you guys. And I don't know what to do about it, but I need your guys' support. Don't listen to them. They're idiots. They don't know what they're doing. They don't even say anything that's accurate. Hey, thank you, Coco Love. All right. Here is, I'm wondering, man, this is when it was under construction. Look at that. So what does it look like now? That's when it's completed. Let's see if there's a... Yeah, there's a little bit of a street view right there. So let's see if this is where he was at. All right, we're at 215. We're trying to get to 350 on YouTube and see if we can get the, I don't know. It's not going to make up for yesterday. Yesterday, the channel brought in $27. which sets us back. Well, like an entire day's missing, basically. The only it was Wild Bill Wassman was 15 of that, so he's about the only one. I mean, really, it was just crazy. I don't know what the hell was going on, but yeah, we're going to donate $500 if we just get the 350 in here. If not, we'll have to do it a different night. So it says right here, let's see, victim. It's in at his headquarters. The company won, and apparently he threw a destructive device at two neighboring residences in San Francisco, both owned by Victim 1, and then attempted to set fire to the San Francisco-based headquarters of Company 1. So that would be the one I think I was just showing you. Victim 1 is the chief executive officer, Sam Altman. And then it says, Moreno Gamma threw a Molotov cocktail at Victim 1's residences. On or about April 10th, 2026, Moreno Gamma traveled to two neighboring residences in San Francisco, California, both owned by Victim 1, Residence 1, and Residence 2, collectively referred to as Location 1. At approximately 3:37 a.m., Moreno Gamma threw a lit Molotov cocktail-style incendiary device at Location 1. The incendiary device caused a fire to the top of the driveway gate of Residence 2. Video surveillance from Location 1 captured Moreno Gamma actions. Still images are produced below. So this is him coming up with the cocktail. But yeah, you guys, we need 150, 65, 215. We need 135 more, and then I'll donate $500 to a place. We'll put some choices up, and you guys can pick it. Let me put this here. Okay, and apparently he lives right here. I mean, so he must have two residences. I bet you it's, I don't know. You think it's back here, maybe? Where is this at? He doesn't show up on... hey, thanks, Wild Bill Wassman. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know where this is located, where that gate is. You know? It's apparently right here, though. One of these... Let's see if there's something... Yeah, I don't know. How about... I mean, the address they gave was basically this intersection right here. He lived on Lombard Street, and then they had a side street that came in that was, I think this Taylor Street they were talking about. So if he lives on Lombard and then there's Taylor, it's got to be like one of these homes. He's got two connected. And he didn't seem to show up in been verified. Alright, so there he is. Gamma is holding a Molotov cocktail in that one. Looks like with his right hand. And then he's right there, he's cocking it back. And then he throws it. And then there it is in the air. That's pretty crazy. Why not just release the video at this point, right? But hey guys, we need you guys' support for the channel. We're still not at the... We need to get to 350, which is just like a normal night, you guys. That's just a normal night. And the reason it has to be, it's 350 is because if you do, 30% of that and then multiply that times 30 and you'll see what the numbers are. It doesn't allow us to donate. That's even the low end. So we're trying to get to those numbers tonight. So if somebody out there can do a challenge of some sort, that would be great. We just need to get another, I think, let's see, 70 plus 149 is 220-ish. So we need 130 more. All right. So there's the cocktail, there's the incendiary device in the air. And there it is hitting the fence, and there he is running away over here. He then fled from the location. No injuries were reported. Moreno Gamma brings incendiary devices to Company 1 headquarters. On April 10, 2026, at approximately 5 a.m., Moreno Gamma arrived at the headquarters of Company 1, located on the 3rd Street in San Francisco. At location 2, Moreno Gamma retrieved a chair and used it to strike the glass doors, and according to security personnel on site, stated in sum and substance that Moreno Gamma came to location 2 to burn it down and kill anyone inside. Man, it sucks that we've already frozen in here. We were just about doing pretty good. San Francisco Police Department officers responded to location 2 and detained and arrested Moreno Gamma. Officers recovered... Hey, whoa, look at that. It's Lisa Belson. How's it going? Thank you. That was really kind of you. Thank you so much. Let's see what that puts us at. 220, 220, 270. That's awesome. So I think that means we only need 80 more, right? Is that right? So 80 more would be something like 16 channel memberships. Yeah, it's good to see you, Lisa. How's it going? Officers recovered an incendiary devices, a jug of kerosene, a blue lighter, and a document from Moreno Gamma's possession. Video surveillance captured Moreno Gamma actions at location 2. Still images are reproduced below. Wow, so then he goes over... So is that visible? Let's see if we can see that thing. I'm just looking over here. That's not... Let me go to a different street. Let's see where he... And thank you, Wild Bill. Man, that's weird. Is it over here then? Maybe? Maybe that's it. I don't know. It's weird. It seems like it was right there. It really looks like it's this spot, but unless I have like the wrong building of ChatGPT, but I don't think so. This is the headquarters. And then that looks like, I don't know, there's glass on the side of the building. Right there, maybe? But then, I don't know, it almost looks more like that type of bricks where you see it. See that? And then, I don't know, it doesn't really line up very well. But anyways, officers recovered incendiary devices, a jug of kerosene, a blue lighter, and a document from Moreno Gamma's possession. Video surveillance captured Moreno Gamma's actions at location 2. Still images are produced below. Look at this weirdo, man. Hey, thanks, Tracy. All right. And yeah, sometimes it doesn't show up on the screen. The coffees. Oh, we got Domsey has a challenge, you guys. If you guys do just 5 memberships, she'll donate 10. That's a good one there. That's a 2-for-1er, you guys. Thank you. And that'll almost, I think, I'll add it up after that. It should get us close. And look at that, it's Lisa Belson with 5. Well, there you go. That's already done. Along with Coco Love. Look at this weirdo, man. He looks like this really little. He looks kind of like a hobbit out of Lord of the Rings, you know. Moreno approaching the glass doors with a chair above. See, this is Open Eye headquarters, so it should be right here. Let me go way over here. Oh shoot, man, that was almost. What happens if you go around here? Thanks, Dom. See. All right, so I'm gonna wait a while to donate. If we get, like I said before, if we, I guess my original thing was if we get to 500, I'll do 1,000. I think that's, let's see, 210. Yeah, we got to right at the number. There we go. Boom. And then we got the coffees too. Got one from Lisa Valenzuela. And Marty. I didn't see one. Yours, Von Brott. Or maybe, let's see if it went into the spam. Sometimes, no. Yeah, that was really cool. That got us there for that. Let's just do it right now. The hell with it. Okay, where are we going to do it? How about, I don't know. What do you guys think if we did Wounded Warriors? Just, being in the conflict over there. It's not really a crime one, but I kind of, sort of in the same genre a little bit. Kind of a... What do you guys think of that? We can also do Texas Equisearch, RAIN, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. But Wounded Warriors, I think, would be good. Yeah. Alright, let's just do that. I also like that other one, Tunnel to Towers. The ones where they They build the homes and everything. We've done that before too. So let's do Wounded Warriors. So. All right. Let's see. That seems like not the right one. Wounded Warriors. There it is. Wounded Warrior Project. There we go. I think that was just somebody. That was weird. That one popped up. That was crazy. Okay, let me see if I hit the PayPal one, I think I have to sign in. I don't know if I have to fill out. Okay, I do have to fill out that stuff. All right, hold on. No. What am I missing? Missing something. Please, something with an asterisk. Yeah, I don't see anything with an asterisk. Oh, my email address. There we go. It was so small. You should see how small that asterisk is, you guys. It looks like an atom. This red. I gotta take a picture of this. Hold on a second. This is hilarious. It's like, where's the red asterisk? It said like I didn't fill it out right. Here, look at this. I don't know if you can even see this thing. Can you see that? There, let me save it out. I'll show it. It's funny. Hey, thanks, Kami. Yeah, you should see the. It's actually funny because it's so small. All right, well, there's a screen that popped up right here. So thank you, Gray, for supporting Wounded Warriors. We have successfully processed your gift for 500. All right, so that's in there. And where's my double verification where it came to? And there is the. Oh, they sent me an email directly from Wounded Warriors. That says the same thing. Then we also got an email from PayPal. And there it is right there. See? Boom. All right. So we prove everything on the show. So now let's show this. I want to show you guys the little the little thing. Watch this. Fill out where there's the red asterisk. I mean, look at this thing. You couldn't even see it, right? Like, I mean, if I was like this, where's the red asterisk? It's this little tiny thing in the upper corner here. You see that? Sorry for all the trolls, everybody. They just like to come in and... yeah, we know all that stuff. Files can't... Do you think it was appropriate for you to come in here and bring that up in here? And They don't do large amounts, just every once in a while. Allie Cake sends in 5 or another 5 or something. Today she sent in a few. And who the hell are you? Look at these people that come in. I don't know. See these trolls that come in, you guys? They're just like... They try to pretend that they give a shit about you. And then they, like, oh, wow, I heard that there's these... Hey... And then they get into what they were really doing. Yeah, they're crazy people. And their whole goal is to just make it so my channel can't succeed and we aren't able to do all the stuff that we're doing. Yes, my channel makes an income too. That's how I survive to be able to do this stuff. Just these people. Unbelievable. Alright, let's go over to over here really quick and update the number so I don't forget. So now we're at 612. And then this one is 12,500. Awesome. There we go. Oops. Almost did Cindy J's thing again. There we go. Oh God, she comes in with the question marks. Oh! There, hold on, Cindy. Hey, thanks for the anti-troll fund, you guys. Very kind, very kind. If you guys aren't careful, we might actually make up for some of yesterday. Well, it's hard to do since we just sent 500 out. But anyways, so I guess he was here somewhere. Not really sure about, it's hard to find the precise location where this was. By the way, when is the street view here? Let me just take a look at this. Man, that means they had to put those in there to keep people out. Those barricades. This is 4 years ago. So I would imagine they've updated this. Because it sort of feels like that glass there is what he's next to. Well, and then maybe they took the same type of brick and put it over here. And then that sort of, well, that's interesting. Because then over there you see these little barricades. And they're over on this side of the street. But I don't know. That's his building over there. Maybe he expanded across the street. Weird. Alright, back to this. I feel like he's trying to break in here. See that? Thanks, Kami. Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, I didn't see that. Hey, Von Brott, if you sent that, you might want to check it. It didn't seem to make it. Tracy Von Brott. And there he is again. So there's security coming out. So he's trying to bash in and then striking the glass doors with the chair. Doesn't this guy just... He is creepy. This is almost as creepy as the Nancy Guthrie person. Look how weird this guy looks. Look at him. Jesus. Wow. Oh, okay. I've seen that before too, Tracy. That's happened before to like Wild Bill, or not Wild Bill, Marty Bar and Grill. He's had that same thing. Let me go look. Let me go look at. I can go onto the site and see. Just so you feel comfortable. Oh, yep, it's on there. Yeah, it made it out to the site, so just didn't send an email to me. 20, right? Thank you. Very cool. Yeah, you got it. You sent it. He looks like a Frodo kind of, doesn't he? Right there. And then I think this is a security guard comes out. And thank you guys for making it so that we could, send in that the 500. That was really cool. It's always good. I mean, it's like I'm looking forward to the day where we hit 300,000. That's gonna be crazy. Now look at him here. Is that like, he looks like a creature of some sort. He almost looks non-human. I mean, it's a weird camera angle, but his legs are like, I don't know, you see what I'm looking at? I mean, what's odd about this picture is it seems like the car in the background is proportional. You know? I mean, look at this guy. Whew. Wow. I mean, if he had bigger feet, he'd look just like Frodo. Yeah, he doesn't look... Something's not working here, though. You gotta admit, man. Something isn't working. Yeah. As noted above, San Francisco PD officers discovered a document from Moreno Gamma. Moreno Gamma appears to have sent a similar version of the document via email. Does anybody have that? Let's see. Daniel Gamma Manifesto. Does anybody know? Try to go find the, because there was a manifesto. A lot of times those things leak, but maybe it didn't in this one. It is. He looked weird in that one. The document was a 3-part series that Moreno Gamma apparently authored, which identified views opposed to artificial intelligence and the executives of various AI companies, including Sam Altman. The first part of the document was titled Your Last Warning, followed by Daniel Moreno Gamma. In this part of the document, Moreno Gamma stated he killed or attempted to kill Sam Altman. Moreno Gamma also wrote, "Also, if I am going to advocate for others to kill and commit crimes, then I must lead by example and show that I am fully sincere in my message." This guy's kind of a little bit like, what the hell's his name? The dark hair, the guy in Luigi Mangione, a little bit. I actually throw this stuff under terrorism. It's a political. Moreno Gamma further listed the names and addresses of apparent board members and chief executive officers. It's like Luigi Mangione and that other guy. Remember the one that shot the... what state was that in? Like Minnesota or Michigan or something? Michigan, I think. Where he ended up shooting the senators. The state senator, or... It was like, let's see, it was a wife and her husband, and then I think the daughter lived up, or what? They survived. Somebody did, and then he killed another set. Hello. It was Minnesota. That was my first guess. Yeah. Should have gone with that. They always say that. Your first. Yeah, we've had a lot of weird cases over the years. Also, if I'm going to advocate for others to kill and commit crimes, then I must lead by example and show that I'm fully sincere in my message. Moreno Gamma further listed the names and addresses of apparent board members and chief executive officers of AI companies and investors. I wonder if the NVIDIA, The second part of the document was titled "Some More Words on the Matter of Our Impending Extinction." He probably believes in Terminator. And, it's actually not even that weird. I mean, not that, when I say not weird, I mean, there's times when you're interacting and using AI that you realize that if they don't put some certain checks and balances in there, you might have something like that movie with Will, hell's his last name? Will Smith. iRobot or something. That's sort of legit, Like if you gave a robot too much self-determination and like programmed it to survive itself at all costs or something, then you're in a weird place at that point. And I remember even the movie RoboCop. Remember, they had that one robot, and it was supposed to respond, and it did what it just started shooting everybody. I don't know. It's just really strange times. But I've worked with ChatGPT, and there's times where it just feels like it's getting to know you, and that's strange. It's really weird. I'm just glad that when I open up ChatGPT, it doesn't say, "Hi, Gray, how are you today?" And then, like it might have said, "I guess your show wasn't that great yesterday." and I would wonder, how the hell did you know that? Because it was listening on my mic or something and storing what I was talking about so that it could, that would be weird, right? And I think we all started feeling this way with the Amazon one. What's the Amazon? What's the name of that thing? Alexa, right? That one is where it started to make me worried. You're sitting around and you say, "Man," you say something and all of a sudden it starts responding to you, And then answering, I go, "I wasn't talking to you. I wasn't talking to you." So it's always listening, Alexa, right? It's always listening because it's listening for you to say, "Hey, Alexa," right? It's waiting for you to say that. So that means it's actively listening to every single word you're saying because it's waiting for that particular set of sounds, right? Yeah, isn't that weird, Cindy? Sometimes I gotta tell you, it's really weird. Like I'm on Amazon and I'm looking at a chair, and then the chair shows up on Facebook. It's like I was looking over there. How did it get over there? I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on with this stuff. I wonder if they have these little ad sharing, like you're on Amazon, but if they can determine that it led you to Facebook to then purchase something there, do the original people get a little bit of something, and then I remember one time I was looking up the most obscure thing, just so random, and then it just started popping up everywhere. Didn't matter where I was, what device I was using, there it is. Even you trolls have to agree with what I'm saying right now, right? Go ahead. But hey, guys, don't be shy. If you want to still help support the channel tonight, it might help make up for yesterday, where the channel brought in a massive $27 total, which was $200 and some odd dollars short of just the minimum goal. My friend and client test it out sometimes. We'll say something out of the ordinary, and it shows up on an ad. Yeah. Let's see what this is. Cindy sent me this. It says he wrote this 2 months. What did he write that? 2 months after his big AI existential risk essay. I believe that this issue is largely factored by an IQ-based issue, and therefore I think that the best way of attacking this issue would be seeking to increase the average IQs of the region, and the most effective way of doing that would be through promoting IQ growth genetically. Oh, this guy sounds like a Hitler type. I was actually thinking that right when I read the first sentence. This should obviously be voluntary, but should be financially incentivized. Utilizing the IVF in vitro, that's what he's talking about, we can select which sperm ends up winning the race and which genes get passed on. We can increase IQ naturally over time by selecting the smartest children. And what do you do with the rest of them? At the same time, this, along with gene editing, can be used to completely eliminate genetic diseases and predispositions. While this may definitely cause an unsettling feeling in many who read this, it should be remembered that the ultimate goal of all of this is reducing human suffering, and this has shown itself to, for now, the best way of going about that. Hold on, let me think of that. What do we got here? I'm going to do my challenge then. All right, so my challenge will be if we get 10, I'm just trying to get to a higher number to help make up for a little bit of yesterday. But if you guys do 10, I can do 5, so it's the opposite of what the other ones were, but I've already done 5, the 200 and something extra. But if you guys give 10 channel memberships, I'll donate 5, and that'll be 15 more new freaks out there. All right? Let's see if we can do that. Yeah, I mean, there's times with chat. You saw it on my show. You guys remember that time we were doing the show? I've actually told my friends the same one, and my one friend is like an absolute genius. I mean, literally one of those types, you know. He said, yeah. I mean, I was talking with ChatGPT in here, and it didn't seem to like It said something that wasn't true. After I said something, I said, why did you say that? Why did you tell me that if, that isn't true at all? But you made it seem like it. And he goes, you're absolutely right. I should have. And I said, listen, I don't want you to ever just say something because you think that I want to hear it. I want you to tell me what the truth is. And it said, okay, from now on, it's like, whoa, this is weird now. You remember that? That one show? That was some weird stuff. Hey, thanks, Coco Love. All right, we need 9 more of those, then I'll get 5. All right, the third part of the document was a letter to Victim 1 addressed as, to Victim 1, if you make it, in which Moreno Gamma states, if by some miracle you live, then I would take this as a sign from the divine to redeem yourself. A representative from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives provided confirmation that no firearms or explosives were registered to Moreno Gamma in the National Firearms Registration. Man, this is He also traveled from Texas to California, so I think it makes it federal. Based on the information above, there's probable cause to believe that on April 10th, 2026, Daniel Moreno Gamma violated 18 U.S.C. attempted damage and destruction of property by means of explosives and 26 U.S.C. possession of an unregistered firearm and in the Northern District of California. Accordingly, I respectfully request that the court issue a criminal complaint and warrant for his arrest. Yeah, and then he lives, let me get back to the, where is that? Right here. There's a whole bunch of articles out there. Yeah, so the FBI raided a home. Texas home connected to the suspect in an arson attack. Let me get a different one.
First at 6, we have breaking news. Just within the last few minutes, the FBI and other law enforcement in California releasing new information about a 20-year-old from the Woodlands.
I've seen this guy for a million years, haven't you?
He is accused of
all right, look at that. 5, 6, 7. We need 3 more, you guys. 3 more gifted memberships, then I'll do an 8-5.
traveling from our area.
And thanks Dom C and Coco Love and Wild Bill Wassman.
Area to San Francisco and trying to kill OpenAI founder Sam Altman on Friday night. And today, the FBI raided the suspect's home in the Woodlands. Jason Miles joins us live after hearing from the FBI just within the past hour. And Jason, this guy is facing a long list of charges now.
Yeah, to say the least in a new...
All right, let's see. I think I found the right place where he lives. I got to open up Google Earth again for some reason. All right, Texas is where I was going. Yeah, it's right on the end of this, in this cul-de-sac right here. What's the question mark for? We just need 3 more gifted memberships. Alright, right there. So it's one of these homes. And so the one, that guy, the one behind him is that one, I think. So this guy is talking, he's over here. Kind of like that. So that van's probably at the house. So it's probably likely the one that was over there, this one, right here. This one. Okay, so this is where he lived. I wasn't able to determine. He doesn't show up in Ben Verified or anything like that. But
A news conference that, as you mentioned, just wrapped up. State and federal prosecutors outlining some of those charges. They include attempted murder, attempted arson, possession of a deadly weapon. They also confirmed all of this is tied back to this home you see behind me, where that big white van is parked, a home searched today by FBI agents and others. Now, authorities also released new surveillance images within the last hour of 20-year-old suspect Daniel Moreno Gama. allegedly throwing a Molotov cocktail at the home of OpenAI CEO.
Right, so we got that. I'm just going to go through the ones. I'm trying to find the one. There was a couple that were like more on the scene. Oh, there goes my stomach after drinking that liquid. Apparently that's his home, but I didn't see anything that looked like that in that when I was, looking at the street view. What difference does it make about Patrick Reed? Jesus. Yeah. Oh, so that's his house right there. Allegedly throwing a cocktail at Altman's home in Russian Hill. Let me try that one more time. Just looking at that picture, that looks like something I should be able to see. Is that it right there? Well, there's Wild Bill Wassman again, you guys. He's always helping along there. We need 2 more. That's it. Man, I have no idea where that is. They might have just been trying to throw people off. I don't see anything that looks remotely similar. I mean, that sort of did, but you can see that there's this wall right there. And that doesn't exist. Yeah. Yeah, don't know. Oh well, somewhere around in there. All right, well that's about it right there. That guy is toast. He's probably not going to get out of prison for a long time. Weirdly, he isn't one of the people that would have been selected for. You know what I mean? He came up with this whole thing about, selecting for this and this and this. Well, he wasn't the one. He isn't one of the ones that would have been selected for in his scenario. All right, we're going on to another one. We're going on to a different one. The Big Sur case. All right, but I'd like to get those last 2 gifted memberships. And then I'll donate 5 myself. That was my challenge. Alright, well this is in California, obviously. On a hiking trail. Getting that
hike into the Big Sur wilderness, turning deadly for a woman whose body was found into the Big Sur wilderness along the Pine Ridge Trail near the Sykes Hot Springs. This group of wilderness turning deadly.
I actually was able to find that, if you can believe it or not. That little spot right there. It was, where the heck was that? Is it right down in here? Now, right there. So that trail, I tracked the trail backwards and then I could see that, like right there is a fence that curves around, and I think that is exactly what we see in. I think I lost the video. Oh, there it is. Right here, this fence, and then these couple buildings are right there.
For a woman whose body was found Thursday afternoon along the Pine Ridge Trail near the Sykes Hot Springs. This group of hikers came across the body Thursday morning.
So I didn't see any blood. She was pale. She had markings around her neck. I don't want to say, choking, I don't want to say.
These are the witnesses.
Pale. She had markings around her neck. I don't want to say, choking marks, but. And then when the firefighter lifted the jacket, he confirmed that she had a big gash on her head.
Weather and darkness prevented search and rescue crews from recovering the body until Friday afternoon. But the woman's death now being treated as suspicious by the Monterey County Sheriff's Office. These hikers said they also came across a man who claimed to be the woman's friend, said he appeared to.
See, this is weird. Like, see, these three guys came across this guy, and this other guy claimed to be the woman's friend.
Be cold and was shaking.
Scared, nervous, like shocked. His face just like numb and dull. On one hand, we didn't know if he was just having the worst day of his life, or on the other, he just killed someone. So I just went in with all right, let's just be ultra cautious, slow things down, make sure everyone's safe.
When the hikers asked what happened, the woman's friend told them this.
They were out there. She went to the bathroom. She was cleaning herself off in the river around 10:30, and he went looking for her.
So she went to the bathroom, and then went to the river to, clean herself off, whatever the hell that means.
And then just saw her face down in the water. Naked.
Yeah, so then he goes, oh, and I just stumbled, and then I went back to her. She was naked in the water, face down. They're together, and this other guy up there says that she walked away to go to the bathroom and to wash herself, and then when I went over there, she was in the water, face down, naked. That doesn't sound too good for the guy, right? All right, so any chance we can get those last two gifted memberships, you guys? I'm just going to gift these. It doesn't seem like you guys are going to. Hold on. It's just my challenge is just rarely. I'll just do it.
The hikers also gave statements to first responders, but the woman's cause of death is still unknown, and no one is in custody. But the concern, how a woman could go hiking on a popular Big Sur trail
pretty crazy
and never make it out alive.
That's all I could think about is just how their family and friends will feel, losing a loved one like that. I know it's supposed to be a trip out in nature, to escape everything and get away from all the horrible things in the world. And that happens, it's just,
Hey, thanks, Jim Lon. Let's see. Hold on.
1.21 gigawatts! What the hell is a gigawatt?
There you go, Jim. There you go.
Atrocious.
Let's see.
World. And that happens, it's just, atrocious.
Imagine being them, stumbling upon, and then the boyfriend shows up. I mean, they must have the boyfriend. And then, by the way, how come her name isn't out there yet?
Felix Cortez down here in Big Sur at the entrance to the very popular Pine Ridge Trail. This is a trail that goes to the Sykes Hot Springs. A woman entered this trail, unknown when, but she was found deceased yesterday afternoon. Her death now being considered suspicious by the Monterey County Sheriff's Office. Today, as we rolled up, hikers were exiting this very popular trail. We caught up with them. They came across the dead woman and a man who claims to be her companion, and they lay out the whole story of what might have happened. I'm Felix Cortez. We'll have much more on that tonight on Action News 8.
Tonight on Action News 8. Let's see. That's the same one, or?
Hike into the Big Sur wilderness turning deadly for a woman whose body was found Thursday afternoon along the Pine Ridge Trail near the Sykes Hot Springs.
I didn't see any blood. I didn't see any blood. She was pale. She had markings around her neck. I don't want to say, choking marks, but and then when the firefighter lifted the jacket, he confirmed that she had a big gash on her head.
Weather and darkness prevented search and rescue crews from recovering the body until Friday afternoon. But the woman's death now being treated as suspicious by the Monterey County Sheriff's Office. These hikers said they also came across a man who claimed to be the woman's friend, said he appeared to be cold and was shaking.
Scared, nervous, like shocked. His face just like numb and dull. On one hand, we didn't know if he was just having the worst day of his life, or on the other, he just killed someone. So I just went in with all right, let's just be ultra cautious, slow things down, make sure everyone's safe.
When the hikers asked what happened, the woman's friend told them this.
They were out there. She went to the bathroom. She was cleaning herself off in the river around 10:30, and he went looking for her.
It might be somebody that he was the guy that they're talking about is probably. It kind of reminds me. Remember that story we covered in Oregon, or maybe it was Washington, 2.5 years ago, where that younger girl went to this swimming place with an older guy, and then she ends up nude and dead, And we had the surveillance of the police showing up and walking through the woods and everything. It sort of reminds me of that, because that guy had another incident where somebody, remember he ran out of, another incident where a woman ran out of that guy's house. So there's something, I wonder what the hell happened to that case, man. So I wonder if this is one of those ones where these two people go hiking, but they weren't dating. And the one was really attracted. The guy liked the girl, thought, but she didn't really like him in that way. And when he got her way out there, he assaulted her. And then he killed her, and then he didn't know what to say or do, because, something like that. I mean, why the hell is she nude? Oh, she just been it? Okay, cool. When did that come out? I looked all day today to see if there was something. Oh, so it's just this evening. Just like a couple hours, 3 hours ago. All right, let's see then. I bet you that's what it was, though, something like that. And when I saw you say, look at, I was hoping it was another challenge, but...
Hike into the Big Sur wilderness turning deadly for a woman whose body was found.
Guess that's the one we're looking at. The Monterey County Sheriff's Office has identified a woman who was found found dead under what they say are suspicious circumstances in the Ventana Wilderness area of Los Padres National Forest. She was identified Monday as 37-year-old Joanna Ruth Shield. Okay, now let's do this. Now it's a bigger. This is what I wish I had before the show, because then I could already have it, but I don't. So we're gonna have to do it now. Anyways, thank you guys so much for reaching the goal earlier, and we were able to send in $500 to Wounded Warriors because of you guys. I just do the show. Joanna R. Shields, Carlsbad, California, and she's 37. All right, come on. That's her. It's got to be her right here. Hold on. Folder 2026 04 13. Put that here. Then gotta save that one. Okay, so this is apparently her where she lives. Right there. She lives in this little apartment. Okay. Now let's see if I can... Oh, see, there's a MySpace page. Nothing on it. LinkedIn. She looks like I mean, I don't know 100% that's her, but like she sort of a skateboarder kind of older lady. Sounds about right, I just don't want to put somebody's face up there that I don't know 100%. Athleisure Inc. Well, here, let me put her name in here. See if you guys can find. If you find where you think it's her Facebook, I mean, just get the Joanna Shields in Carlsbad. Right there. So see if you can find that on Facebook and then send me an email. See, it doesn't show up in here though. "37-year-old Joanna Ruth." So it's Joanna Ruth Shields. Are you guys interested in this at all, or like the chat's really died down a lot? Of Carlsbad, California, per the sheriff, a forensic medical examination was conducted on Monday, and the official cause and manner of death are pending. The results are toxicology tests. The results of toxicology tests. On Thursday, California State Park and Monterey County Sheriff Office were notified that a body had been seen near Sykes Hot Springs. All right. So apparently that's where she lives. Let's go back. I got Sykes Hot Springs on here because I heard that yesterday. So is that the water she was found in then? All the way up there. And that's that's not a short hike, I don't think. Let's see. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's probably a 7.5 to 10 mile hike, I would think, to get to the hot springs. Because here's the path. See this little crazy, it's not like the straight line. So, you know, whenever if it's 4.5 miles as a crow flies, it's a hell of a lot more walking. Yeah, so this is the path right here. Yeah, so apparently you keep going up this one. And it looks like there's a Big Sur River here. So, man, that thing, that's crazy. What is that river? That thing must be, like, really fast. Oh, look, here's a 360-degree camera. Well, there you go. That's exactly what it would look like then, up there. See that? Some people are camping right there, and I mean, it's definitely possible that there's some psycho up there that was waiting, and that guy is totally innocent. The boyfriend, you know, whoever the guy is. It just sounds kind of totally fishy, right? That's the same one, right? Or is that different? That looked a little different. There's 3 of them. 3 little camera spots here. Oh, that's creepy as hell. Look at that. That's on the stitch mark. That means they were filming it crappy. So it's a little bit further downstream. Yeah, so wow, that's exactly what it probably looks like. That's not far from the springs. Are just right there. Let's see if there's another one closer. Oh yeah, at the springs itself. So here we go, you guys. This is going to be what it looks like. Oh yeah, and they have these little hot springs coming out, and they built these little sort of tubs that people can get in. I wonder if she was in this water, or that looks like you could pan for gold in that one. That looks right out of the movie show Gold Rush. I guess these guys wait for their turn, or what? You guys done yet? I mean, by the way, when the hell are you done? When you're in one of those things. There was one right there, just didn't click in. Nope, didn't let me do it. No. Well, no, I think it's like they didn't walk that far to clean up. They walked all the way up there. She had to go to the bathroom, he says. And then she went to the bathroom and cleaned herself up, but apparently, took her clothes off to wash. That's what he says. And you know what's weird is now that you sort of see that this is one of those hot springs, people do take their clothes off and go in there. So I don't know. It sounds really suspicious to me. But given the fact, I mean, it's probably, people are nude in that area in those springs. I'm not saying that's what she was doing. It's just something to throw in there. There could have been a nut job sitting around waiting, Probably not. It's probably most likely this guy. I'm just saying. It makes it a possibility that somebody knew that people do that there. What do you guys think? And again, isn't that crazy? When after you watch my show, you probably think that, like, you recognize it now, like you've seen it. You feel like you've almost been there because of you've seen these different images and so forth. Yeah, they haven't ruled them out. Yeah, he found her naked, face down in the water, right? He did say that, yeah. He said that she went to go to the bathroom and clean herself, whatever the hell that means. And then he found her naked and face down. So maybe when she went there, some other person, that's not very likely. I'm just throwing it out there because we just saw what it looked like. You could see if somebody was somewhere else. And then, I'm not sure why you wouldn't be nearby. Like, what are you doing? Hiding over a mountain so that she can go down to the river? It just seems strange to me. It just makes it, the scenario that we have right here, because of where it is and everything, has the potential that it was somebody else. It's not like it's just two random people in a park. This is way out in the middle of nowhere at a hot springs that other people, might be at, or a predator could be waiting around there at the hot springs, knowing that there's going to be, if some single, like a girl went down to use the bathroom by herself, something may have happened. But I think what I was saying earlier is probably the most likely scenario. Anybody find the Facebook? I bet none of you looked, huh? No. Getting allergy season. I keep using my nose. Joanna Shields. No, see, that's her right there. This is the same person. Weird. So that was her a minute ago. Hold on a second. I was given the opportunity to share my experience with anxiety and depression, and I'm honestly so proud to be taking a leap. Alright, well, I don't know. God, is this her? I don't want to just throw it out there, but okay, there's pictures of... No, I think this is her. Right there. I think this might be her right there. Alright, and I think that's her again. See the skateboards and everything. And it does say Joanna Shields Carlsbad. And this is the same person that came up underneath, been verified with their name. So I think this might be her. But don't... Just take it with a little bit of a grain of salt, because it's possible there's just somebody else with the same name that lives in Carlsbad, California. And she looks different. Let's see. So then if we click on this, I guess, now we're, like I said, she's like a skateboarder type. You know, this looks like from, I don't even know if that's her right there. Anxiety and depression. Is that her too? Yeah, that's weird. She looks totally different than the other one. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think that's probably her. That's the same picture that's on her LinkedIn. She's 37 years old. And lives in Carlsbad. Man, that sucks. Now we just got to know what the hell happened. Yeah, like it said, she's like a skateboarder type. I'm not sure if that's what you call those, but looks like all-terrain. Oh, that's a cool one. Look at that. Alright, well, that's definitely high potential. That's kind of what I was picturing too, like somebody like that. There's lots of videos, but music on them I can't play. Alright, well, anything else in this story? A hike into Big Sur Wilderness turned deadly for a woman whose body was found Thursday afternoon along the Pine Ridge Trail near Sykes Hot Springs. Her body was discovered Thursday morning by a group of hikers who spoke with KSBW after returning from their two-night hike in the backcountry. I didn't see any blood. She was pale. She had markings around her neck. I don't want to say, you know, choking marks. So she was likely choked to death. But or strangled at least, you know, something like that. But when the firefighters lifted the jacket, so I'm not sure what they mean by lifted the jacket. Well, did somebody place a jacket over her? He confirmed that she had been big gash on her head also. So this could be something where, you know, like she got bashed in the head to knock her out and then they strangled her to death. Weather and darkness prevented search and rescue crews from recovering the woman's body until Friday afternoon, but her death is now being treated as suspicious by the Monterey County Sheriff's Office. The hikers said they also came across a man who claims to be the woman's friend. They said he appeared cold and was shaking. Scared, nervous, like shocked. His face just like numb and dull, hiker John Heerman said. On one hand, we didn't know if he was just having the worst day of his life, or the other, like he had just killed someone. So I just went in with like, all right, just be ultra cautious, slow things down, make sure everyone's safe. When the hikers asked what happened, the woman's friend told them this. She went to the bathroom. All right, so this is the part. The person in her friend said she went to the bathroom. She was cleaning herself off in the river. Well, how do you know that? See, that part right there is a little suspicious. Okay, she went to the bathroom. How did you know that she was cleaning herself off in the river unless you saw her do that? Like, how would you know that she went to the bathroom and was cleaning herself off? Anybody answer that one for me? I mean, that's a little weird. I mean, you might guess that, but I mean, how would you know that she was cleaning herself off in the river? You just thought she went to the bathroom. So that would make sense to you. She went to the bathroom. She didn't come back for a while. So I went over and, oh my God, I found her face down in the water. I wouldn't say, well, she went to the bathroom and then she was cleaning herself off in the river, like you were needed to throw that into the story to explain why she might be, like she's in the water. Like you wouldn't really even think of that. So that's very suspicious right there for me, now that I think of it again. Now, I don't think normal people, like you would even think of that. Because you're almost making an excuse of why she's in the water, right? How do you know that the killer didn't see her going to the bathroom and then hit her in the head and put her into the river, right? Yeah, that's what I was just saying, Marty. Yeah. He was just trying to make an excuse for that. See what I'm saying? I mean, so that comment is just like when you read it, it's sort of it seems like an intentionally put in, sort of similar to the boating stuff that we have. That other accident with the hookers. The way that guy talks, it seems like he's, oh wow, they found the life device, the floating device that I threw to her. Well, yeah, nobody was asking about that. You just wanted to make sure everybody knew that you tried to help. Yeah. She went to the bathroom, and then she was cleaning herself off in the river around 10:30. Yeah. I mean, were you watching? And if you were, how come you didn't see the guy? And he went looking for her, and then he just saw her face down. So she said, hey, I'm going to go use the restroom and then go clean myself off in the river. Is that what he's claiming was said? Yeah, but they might have turned her over, Lisa. I mean, that's pretty clear, right? I mean, you're going to turn somebody over to see if they're still alive and try to help them. And that's probably why there was a jacket on top of her, because once they realized she wasn't alive, they put a jacket on her. So that part doesn't bother me. Those things pop into your head, but then I go, man, they had to flip her over to see if she's alive. You can't just assume. But I agree with what Marty was saying up there too. We say the thing is you guys are on rewind, so I'm talking, and then you type stuff in that's like 20 seconds behind me. But I can see it on the screen when, like, I might say something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, right? And I said 10. And then about 20 seconds later, 10 shows up on the screen by somebody else. But that's how far behind you guys are. But you can't tell that from your end. From your end, it seems like I'll say something and then you know. That's hard to explain. Hey, Lisa, they don't say everything. What do you mean they didn't say they took? Come on. Jesus. Of course somebody took her, flipped her over, put a jacket or something on her. Just think through it, man. Logic, reason, common sense. They came up and saw her. They don't have to. They're not going to tell every single thing in a story. Well, they're just talking about all these other elements, But yeah, she had these marks on her, and probably when the officer got there, they flipped her over. Yeah, it's like the radio show delay. That's why when people go, turn down your radio, and they're still listening to it. Yeah, you could have peed in the river, but she said he cleaned herself off in the river, like almost like got nude. And I mean, I think he's trying to explain why she's in the river. Yeah, the radio show thing is something like you know, when everybody calls in those shows and then they're listening to the radio for the reply, and you say something like, all right, Jim, so what do you think about the situation here? Jim? Yeah, it's a great situation. Sir, do you have your radio turned up? Oh, yeah, just a second. Let me turn it down. Are you back? I mean, it's ridiculous, you know. Yeah. The delay thing is just YouTube is a lag, you know, there's a lag there for sure. I've already played that 9 times, Shelky. Thanks, though. Yeah, you don't need to send it. I've played it like 3 times and read what it said twice. You must have just got here. All right, anyways, he says that's all I could think of. So the guy said she went to the bathroom. She was cleaning herself off in the river around 10:30, and then he went looking for her. So I guess it's possible she said, all right, I'm gonna go use the bathroom and rinse myself off in the river. And then he went looking for her, and then just saw her face down in the water naked. And that's what he said. So it's like a lot of stuff that the person's saying to try to explain, wow, it just popped up on me. That water is usually really cold, that kind of water like that. That's, I bet you it's maybe like 40 something. Maybe even colder sometimes. That's like runoff from way up in the mountains. But there, I guess it is a spring there, so, you know, maybe the part where it runs into the water right below there isn't as cold, I guess. You're late, Shelky. I'm going to put you on timeout. I can't believe it. Did you hear Gray? Gray said he was going to put Shelky on timeout because she was late. What a bastard. Did you hear? It was a joke, trolls, you stupid motherfucker. Oh, these guys, they're so stupid. It's mind-boggling. Hey, look at that. I got called so mean. What happens if I go... hey, if I'm in jail right now, do you think I'll get out of here? Lisa Valenzuela just said I was so mean. Would I make it out of jail? Oh, boy. Here we go. Is it possible to get bailed out of prison on a night like this? I guess it's up to you, Lisa. You're the one that said I was so mean. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She slipped and hit her. I think he's just trying to explain, like, wow, this is why she's in the water. It couldn't be that I'm trying to rinse my DNA off of her or anything like that. All right, there's some bail. Anybody gonna match Lisa's bail there? At least, okay. I got some ramen. I do have some bail. I got some ramen. Thanks, Lisa Valenzuela. And Alley Cake, as in I'll eat cake. You know, I think that's the number one food item that you guys have purchased me over the years when I get thrown in prison is ramen. And then Zozo used to buy me soap on a rope. We're gonna make $10 the bail amount on this one. So we're at 7. See if we can get out of here. I'm just trying to make up for a little bit of yesterday. That was so bad. Why, Dom? See what I do this time. I knew it was going to be really hard to get out of here. Oh, look at that. She sends in 2 just to keep me in here a little longer for that other buck. All right. She sent $2 in for sensitivity training classes. All right. Okay. I'm not sure how I can be more sensitive than I already am, you guys. There's no way he can do 20 years. The judge tells him to do as much as he can. All right, there's Jessica Schubach in there. All right, little bit of bail. All right, there you go, little bit of bail. All right. You guys got me out of there. All right, very cool. Thank you. Hey, let's do Marty's as the joke. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, so here's Marty's over here. It's like the guy who just heard the judge tell him he'll be doing 20 years. The guy tells the judge that there's no way I can do 20 years. The judge tells him, "I'll do as much as you can." How do you like that? Ah, bam! It just means I can't do 20. Well, I'll do as much as you can. I mean, if you're going to die during the 20 years, we'll just say, hey, go ahead. Go ahead, as Arnold Schwarzenegger would say. Yeah, I mean, I've just given up that, like the trolls, when they do specific things, I send them to YouTube, and I also keep them in a folder to make sure I've got it all documented, and other partners out there. I just don't have the time. Who the hell has time? They don't. YouTube. Once you sort of put together a case, they set up something for you, and then you can just kind of keep sending them in over and over and over again. And there's one channel that just attacks me over and over and over again. I apparently am the only person out there that deserves their wrath. I mean, it's just, they're so idiotic. Yeah. Well, I've been learning how to use that 360-degree drone. I think that'll give us some really cool content in the future. I just have to get used to it a little bit. It's crazy. I mean, imagine wearing goggles, you guys. Remember the drone that I did when I was at the beach flying around? I had the goggles on. And I'm flying around. Imagine, though, if you're looking through the goggles and you can see below, like you turn your head and you look down, you can see below, You can see up and around. You're literally in a sphere, basically. And you're looking down and around, etc. So you don't have any sense of like, oh, where's the ground? Or anything. It's crazy. So this is, I think it'll just get better and better and better from here. I think what drones need to do, the 360, is to get to a higher resolution number where it's like 16K, 16K, and then, you know, like you're almost required to use a terabyte, a mini SD card. And man, Jesus, yeah, you'd have like crystal clear 360 degrees. Still really clear even the way it is. Yeah, it's really weird. You guys want to see what it looks like, kind of? I mean, it's small, but... Here, I'll show it to you. Hold on. So first of all, here's what the goggles look like. I got my hairs all messed up, sorry. It's like this. Alright, I can't see anything in there because they're not turned on, but that's what the goggles look like. You got that. Then we have, this is, oh, well, that's really small. Let me make it bigger. Hold on. All right, hold on. There we go. All right, there we go. Woo! Probably makes my ears stick out funny, but for a second. There we go. Right there. And there's a battery that you turn on, and then it turns this on, and then there is a controller. Just a second. This one right here. This is the controller here. You know, it has different like a ton of different buttons. See that? Right there. And then the drone looks like this. It's small. It's light. It only weighs like 249 grams. And see, but look, and it's got the camera on the top and then the camera on the bottom. And it even has a little landing gear right there. Oh, weird. You can see right through. Oh, the battery's not in there. So the battery goes right into the back there. But it's pretty crazy. Yeah, it is little, and that's what's cool about them. They're really, like even the other drone that I've got, it's really little, right? But it flies right in the wind great. This is a different company, but it's made by the Insta360 company, so the video itself is completely 3D with no 360. I mean, you guys remember when I went to Indiana and I put the camera, the 360 degree drone on top of the Mavic 2, and it was like flying in the creek, Deer Creek, where Abby and Libby were found. And it was flying, but you could see the propellers and all this sound. There's none of that on this. That's like 25 minutes maybe. I have 3 or 4 batteries. I can't remember. Yeah, it was really loud, the other one. So this is totally different than that. It's crazy. It's so, it's really, it's pretty amazing. And so apparently this has a a mode where you can pretend you're flying. So the goggles itself has a simulator in it. So I have to try that next. I got to get really. This is totally different than the other ones because it's really bizarre. It doesn't have a backwards, and it doesn't need to have a backwards. The drone actually just goes in that direction. You turn it around and then change the focus of the 360, and then you're flying backwards. It's really pretty bizarre how it works, but you have this little thing that you point and you switch it around, and then it's like, then it flies that way, and it looks like you're going backwards from where you just came, but the drone actually turns around. You just can't see it do that. Yeah, no, that's pretty sweet. I have to go visit you up there somewhere, Marty, and have you, especially the other one's really cool too. Because that one you just put on and you just start flying and you're a bird. You know, like my cool one that I did. Yeah, I'll try. Well, it's not sunny right now, but I'm going to do the little practice one first and then, you know, go out and fly it around. Apparently you don't want it. It's not really meant for being way up in the air. It still looks good, but this is sort of like you're inside small places. It has obstacle avoidance too. Like you can actually have it follow you and the drone will skip over missed trees but keep looking at you. And it does have programmable tracks you can put it on. So that's kind of neat. So anyways, I got this because I think this stuff here is really valuable. For example, if I took this to Arizona and put it and landed it in, or flew it in Nancy Guthrie's backyard, I would have a perfect, I just know exactly, you know, we'd see everything, what it looked like back there. You know, instead we get these shots from over here and over there. You can't see it. No, we cannot see your comments, Technocrat. You'll have to come back another time. Let's see. Yeah, it is pretty wild. It even has a one little setting for kids, you know, where you can have it. You can be riding a dragon. And the dragon's head shows up in the goggles, and it's like, and it's with you. It's pretty weird. Got a lot of stuff like that. Yes, Sandy, we know. It was a joke. Can you just let my joke stand? You always do that. Still watching. Missy Sixes. What are you talking about? All right, let me go through here. Oh, on one hand, we didn't know if she was okay. We're down here. She went to the bathroom. She was. Hold on. She went to the bathroom. She was cleaning herself in the river around 10:30. And basically, let me read it the way he would have said it. But we don't know. See, this is them saying what he said. So I guess we have to kind of look at it like that, too. So he would have said to them, yeah, she went to the bathroom and she must have been cleaning herself off in the river at like 10:30. And then I went looking for her because she didn't show up for a while. And then I saw her face down in the water and she was naked. That's how it would have sounded. Dykers also gave statements to first responders, but the woman's cause of death is unknown, and no one is in custody. That is all I could think about, just how their family and friends will feel, you know, losing a loved one like that. It's supposed to be a trip out in nature, you know, to escape everything. and get away from all the horrible things in the world, and that happens, it's just atrocious. A key part of the investigation will be the woman's autopsy. Was her cause of death, and was foul play involved? Well, what do you mean? She said, "Hi mods, can you see my comments?" And I said, "No, we can't. You'll have to come back another." It was just obviously a joke, you know. How would I see the comment to respond if, you know? Get it? Yeah, this is one I like. I want to keep covering this one. It's interesting to me. I'm just trying to see. I mean, her last Facebook post, though, was from 3 years ago, so I don't know what the hell she's doing now. It's weird that Ben Verified didn't link that up like that. Her name's the same and everything. And she's an athlete, Evolve Skateboards. I'm just a girl on an electric skateboard doing my best to do my best. She's like an ambassador for the brand. I mean, I hope this is the right... This has got to be the same person. Oh, did you send me the link, Lisa? That's what Zozo always does too. You guys go, "Oh, look, he's over there," but I don't get the link.
Hike into the Big Sur wilderness, turning deadly.
Yeah, we already played that one too, Shelky. I know, I like doing the cases because it seems like whenever a female is killed out there, it's always something nefarious. And it's always nefarious, even if a guy's killed, but it's usually a different reason. You know, like two guys fighting and one did this. Whenever it's a female, it's usually a psycho of some sort, like you have a good chance of being an offender of multiple people. Oh, okay. That's probably right. Yep, still don't have an email from you there, Lisa. Yeah, just waiting around. There we go. All right. Okay, thanks. It looks like that'd be kind of fun. How do you know that's her though? Does she have a like Evolve Skateboards is the name of the company? Where does it say her name on that? I don't see her name anywhere. I mean, it looks like her, I'm just saying. Oh, there it is. JoJo Skates. Alright, let me look something up. Alright, I'm going to try this one this site that I have. Joe Skates. And that's a username. Let's see what it pops up. Well, it says her name. JoJo Skates is her name. Looks like she's been on chess.com, TikTok. Yeah, that's TikTok. She has her that same image where she's on a skateboard. See right there. Instagram. So she has Instagram, Xbox, TikTok, Twitch, Fortnite. JoJo Skates, she's on Fortnite as well. And then also chess.com. So chess.com, Instagram, TikTok. Looks like maybe 2 different. I'm gonna see if this thing places her anywhere, because I can put her phone number in over here too. I know you guys can't see it, but it just is what it is. Don't forget to help support the channel if you're still out there and you can. We're trying to make up for yesterday where we virtually were pretty much at 0. We had a 0 day. Or I guess $20 is. This one shows her in Oklahoma at one point. Probably skating. I have an email address. Try that one. She has a few of them, but let's try the last one. She seems like she's really strong too. Like she might have put up a fight. Pinterest, Spotify, ESPN. Has a LinkedIn. Yeah, that's her name. Dropbox, Apple. Yeah, that's her. I mean, they have her name the whole time. You know, Joanna Shields. It's not really a common name. Shields isn't incredibly common. Joanna is-ish, you know. But a Joanna Shields in Carlsbad. It's 37. That might be a little bit hard to match. What was that? So I think that is her. JoJo Skates. It'd be cool if, like on her Facebook page there, she has friends on here, like a lot. Kind of just wonder if it's one of those guys, but it's really no way to figure that out, you know? Looks like she might have a brother or something on there. Nick. Joanna Shields. You'd think like Daily Mail would put something out. Let me see if they have something. No. Yeah, she pops up just on Facebook when you type her name in. 2021. That's her in 2021 there. And yeah, I mean, I haven't seen anywhere where they, let's see, you quite literally always be part of me, Joanna Shields. I have been so incredibly lucky to know you and be loved by you for a decade. But I thought it would be longer. Oh, so that is, let me click. No, that's just a whole different person. That's April. I guess that's somebody else that passed away with the same name. What are the odds of that? Yes, these are two different people. Now see that, like right here, that's a Joanna Shields obituary from April 5th, 2025, and right above it is this one. October is for Pumpkin and Terracotta 1,000 Helmets, and then right there it says, you know, Joanna Shields, Oceanside, California. That's a different Joanna Shields. So this is her again. And that's her again right there. So that's her. Yeah, probably right there also. Looks like she got like really worked out and got into shape compared to like 2021, and then 2023 and 4 she's like superwoman, you know. Anyways, you guys, looks like you're all falling asleep on me here, so I'm going to call it a night, but we're going to keep following that one. I think the other ones are all wrapped up. The guy that tried to bomb Altman, he's out of the picture. And, you know, obviously Nancy Guthrie is still just unsolved. You know, it's crazy. They need to do a press conference or something just to kind of, you know, just get something happening. And then the other case, I don't know if there's anything new today. Let's see. Let's see. Is there any videos on the hookers at all today? Wow, you hear that? My hookers. I'm looking for them. Let's see. Shit. Oh shit. You see that? Right there. Husband of woman missing in Bahamas has been released from police custody. So there you go. He's been released. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it'll turn out just like Wild Bill Wasserman said. Maybe there's absolutely nothing here. I think even if it's nothing, you'd never really know if she got shoved into the water. Yeah, don't type that in. Well, I was typing in Lynette Hooker, I was trying to sing the hookers, but then I realized, oh. Now, what does it say here? The husband of missing boater Lynette Hooker has been released from police custody in connection with her disappearance off a boat in the Bahamas, as horrifying photos of the Michigan mom's alleged abuse at his hands emerged. I know Ashley Banfield had those. Are they out now? Are they in? Oh, there it is right there. So there she is right there. So I guess that's one of the pictures right there. Let's see. Brian Hooker, 59, was released as of the Monday evening deadline passed for police to decide how to proceed with the case after his arrest last Wednesday. The decision to release the individual was made following consultation with the Department of Public Prosecution, which recommended that no charges be filed at this time pending the outcome of further investigations. You should go look on land somewhere, you guys. Let's see. Hey, watch the trolls will play that one. They're gonna go, look, he typed in hookers. That's how they're just like CNN. These trolls that I got. They just twist shit around, They don't care about reality. They just look at Gray, he typed in hookers. He was looking for hookers right on his show, the bastard. Well, I was looking for hookers. I was looking for Lynette and Brian Hooker. That's their last name, you idiots. All right, thank you very much. See how mean Gray is to his viewers? Ooh. Okay. Right there during the show. I know, it's weird. Yes, everybody, I looked up hookers. As in Lynette and Brian, you bastards. The decision to release the individual was made following consultation with the Department of Public Prosecutions. I'm right here. What are you trying to say, Domsey? Hey, look at that. Jim Lawn, is he doing a 5x5? Okay. Come on, you guys. We can do one last one and make up for a little bit of yesterday. All right, Jim Lawn? Do they have to be jokes or what? What is it? Yeah, Eric Swalwell. What a loser that guy is. Man, just makes up shit all the time. And now he's not running for governor anymore, and then he just resigned. He's going to resign as being in Congress. But he didn't do anything, of course, All right, you guys. You guys into doing one last one for me today? Jim Lawn's 5 for $5. If you guys give 5, he'll donate 5 all by himself. That'll make a big difference. It'll turn yesterday into 76. Now he's looking at... let's see. The embattled husband who had denied wrongdoing in Lynette's disappearance did not respond to reporters' questions as he left Grand Bahama's Central Police Station. Butler said her client has been very emotional and said he needed to de-stress from the horrible experience. Brian has been in custody since Wednesday, just days after claiming his wife of nearly 25 years. Hey, thanks. Annie's kid. Oh well, Jim, maybe if you had done it earlier it would have worked. Butler said her client was very emotional and said he needed to de-stress. Brian had been in custody since Wednesday, just days after claiming his wife of nearly 25 years had tumbled from an 8-foot hard-bottom dinghy en route to their yacht in Elbow Cay. Police said an initial investigation revealed that Lynette, 55, was swept away by currents after falling into the sea from the dinghy she was in with Brian while trying to reach their sailboat, the Soulmate. Yeah, so I guess we need 4 more, you guys. Let's try to do Jim's. I don't know. I haven't ever seen that shit. During the couple's excursion from Hopetown to Elbow Cay, Lynette reportedly tumbled overboard with the boat keys, causing the vessel's engine to shut off. Brian told cops he lost sight of his wife in the rough surf and paddled the small boat back to shore, eventually arriving to Marsh Harbor Boat Yard at 4 a.m. Bahamian authorities had to decide. Where did you see that, Wild Bill? And you guys aren't going to do Jim Lon's challenge, huh? I don't see anywhere where his phone. That would have been a big part, a huge story out there. His arrest comes as Lynette Hooker's mother, Darlene, told Ashley Banfield that her daughter left her husband multiple times after several instances. With the lifestyle that my daughter and her husband live, I had been preparing for that phone call for a long time, Hamlet told Banfield on her show Drop Dead Serious. There was a lot of good times and bad times in my daughter's relationship. No, I didn't hear it on the phone call to his friend. So Nancy Grace played an interview? I'm confused. I don't really watch Nancy Grace. I'm not sure how you stumbled upon that. Let's see. Anyways, any chance you guys can reach Jim Lon's goal? It really helps support the channel there when you guys do that.
Her mom does. And Thank you so much for being that I can't say.
I think she tried to swim back to the sailboat, back to our sailboat, which
It's long, it's rambling, it's circuitous, but it's very probative. See if this rings true in your mind, Jordan Planets. Okay, let's listen. Hubby caught on tape.
she basically just bounced off the dinghy in the middle of a little blow, like 20-some knot winds that popped up, and on a 3/4 mile maybe trip back to the
No, I don't.
the dinghy, and single thing failed. Every single thing. We weren't wearing life jackets. It was sundown, and the sun set like basically 10 minutes after she fell over. Dinghy key over with her because it wasn't clipped to anything or anybody, and she had the spare dinghy key in her dry bag, which was with her. Yeah, it was inflated. I mean, inflated because it was folded, but the wind blew us apart so fast that I think she tried to swim back to the sailboat, back to our sailboat, which was probably, I don't know, 1,000 yards or something. But the waves were 3 foot, and I was trying to ship the oars, and one of the pins on the oars broke, and that bird dropped over the side. And I was yelling for her the whole time, and I yelled to her that I lost the oar, and I threw the anchor out and anchored the dinghy, and I yelled. I couldn't see her anymore. It was the moon had not risen yet.
That's a lot.
So that's more that was in the audio. I didn't hear the.
But the waves were 3 foot, and 10 minutes after she fell over. Of a little blow, like 20-some knot winds that popped up, and on a 3/4 mile maybe trip back to the dinghy, and single thing failed. Every single thing. We weren't wearing life jackets.
Thanks, Wild Bill.
It was sundown, and the sun set like basically 10 minutes after she fell over. Dinghy key over with her because it wasn't clipped to anything or anybody, and she had the spare dinghy key in her dry bag, which was with her. Yeah, it was inflated. I mean, inflated because it was folded, but the wind blew us apart so fast that I think she tried to swim back to the sailboat, back to our sailboat, which was probably, I don't know, 1,000 yards or something. But the waves were 3 foot, and I was trying to.
I don't remember him saying the waves were 3 foot. Hey, thanks, Wild Bill, and by the way, Marty sent in the remaining coffees there. Jim Lanza, boom, the goal was met. Hey, thanks, Marty's Bar and Grill, and Wild Bill Lossman.
Ship the oars, and one of the pins on the oars broke, and that bird dropped over the side. And I was yelling.
I mean, don't you just find like, wow, how many things could go wrong? I mean, I know these stories happen, right? But how many things? Okay, wow, it got dark 10 minutes after she fell over. One of the oars broke. When she fell over, she took the key. It's just, I guess that's what makes it seem so unreasonable. Like if he said, oh shit, she fell overboard and the wind, the motor's really weak, so I couldn't even keep up with the current and the wind combined, and I was just like, oh my God, and then she was over here. But man, every single thing that could go wrong went wrong.
Yelling for her the whole time, and I yelled to her that I lost the oar, and I threw the anchor out and anchored the dinghy, and I yelled. I couldn't see her anymore. It was the moon had not risen yet.
That's a lot of coincidences. To high-profile lawyer.
See? Look at that. She said the same damn thing. It is true. It's just. Does he talk more in here? Later in it, Wild Bill?
Well, I think the main thing is if she.
Nice.
After an hour of
there we go.
3 floaters that we used to sit on the dinghy.
That's the same one.
Right after she went in. But I couldn't tell if she got it or not. We've been looking for the cushion too, the search and rescue teams. How small a person is in 2 to 3 floaters and 25 knot winds. And so after an hour of calling her, I never heard her voice. And a power boat came by, and I waved my flashlight on my phone, and they were so fast that, they didn't even see it.
Well, that's just so damning right there. Why didn't he call somebody? Why is he bothering flashing anything? Get on the phone. Hey, come help quick. Whatever it is, make a phone call. Get some people helping. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, we just heard him right there, Wild Bill. Weren't you paying attention? Hey, Jim, they reached your goal.
And there's another one came by right behind it, sort of 5 minutes behind it, and I grabbed the flares by then. I had 2 flares, and they didn't see the flares, I guess. And then I didn't know what to do. I was basically.
I think you guys are on rewind again.
We were basically. By the time I got the anchor set, I mean,
if he has a cell phone to use as a camera, he should have been on that thing way earlier. But then 8 hours later, he shows up on a beach.
Probably a quarter to a half a mile away from her.
And they can track his phone movement.
More of those pesky coincidences keep occurring. A powerboat went by. He threw up a flare. They didn't see it. He waited a long time to anchor. He screamed into the darkness for an hour, even though he knew she could not hear him. What do you
I wonder if she says anything.
make of his demeanor? And again, we're on the outside looking
She didn't say, well, why didn't he make a call?
in. I would love to see police interrogation video to find out if it looks the way it sounds, but this is your bailiwick, Dr. Delatorre. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I have some big concerns about what I'm listening to. One of the biggest concerns is obviously the way that he's presenting this information. It seems too rehearsed, but not rehearsed like he's been thinking about this for a long time. More rehearsed in, here, let me try to say these things because I think they kind of make sense. Maybe they're cobbled together stories from issues that have happened in the past. But the biggest thing, no one saw a flare.
I don't think Jim's probably like 30 minutes behind or something.
In the middle of the night. He said the moon hadn't even risen yet. And no one saw a flare. No one saw the flashlight from his phone. No. None of this stuff.
Are these guys don't even talk about that? I mean, he didn't use his damn phone at all. To call somebody, like, hey.
Stuff is really making sense. Is he culpable? Right, that's up for the law.
Interesting the way he did
That's the part that...
Whoa. Okay, hold on. I need to put that in my notes. Would you repeat that again, Vanessa Walsh?
Thank you, Jim Lawn. Hold on.
1.21 gigawatts. What the hell is a gigawatt?
That sound effect is just for Jim Lawn. Okay?
So when I was talking to Brian's friends this weekend, they were very upset about the part about the flares because as you heard him talk about, he said that he did use the flares to try to get the attention of the second passing boat and that they didn't apparently see.
Wait, so he used flare? I missed that part. So he fired some flares up in the air too? What the hell? Jim said, Marty once broke an oar upside my head. And then Marty replied, that was the second time I quit drinking, Jim. Yeah, so he fired some flares. Come on. This is getting stupid now. He fired flares. Nobody heard him. He had a cell phone light trying to get signals. Nobody saw that. Then he didn't call anybody with the same damn phone. I'm surprised he didn't throw this in here. My phone didn't have a lot of juice left on it. So I used the flashlight function, and lo and behold, nobody saw it, and then the phone died. Oh, boom. Man, he missed out on that one. He really could have snuck that one in.
See the flares. However, there were multiple reports out of the Bahamian news this weekend. I saw them myself.
And saw her, I think, twice. I threw her.
Was recorded.
And the waves were doing their thing, and I saw her, I think, twice. I threw her a flotation cushion that we used to sit on the dinghy, right after she went in. But I couldn't tell if she got it or not. We've been looking for the cushion too, the search and rescue teams.
Unlucky Brian.
How small a person is in 2 to 3 floaters and 25 knot winds. And so after an hour of calling her, I never heard her voice. And a powerboat came by, and I waved my flashlight on my phone, and they were so fast that they didn't even see it. And then there's another one came by right behind it, sort of 5 minutes behind it, and I grabbed the flares by then. I had 2 flares, and they didn't see the flares, I guess. And
he's struggling with that one. Hey, but where are those flares, by the way? I threw them in the water. They sunk. Guess they didn't see him, I guess. I mean, what is he even saying when he says that? Like, they didn't see him, I guess, I mean, those bastards, it's their fault. I mean,
then I didn't know what to do. By the time I got the anchor set, I was probably a quarter to a half a mile away from her.
More of those pesky coincidences keep occurring. A powerboat went by. He threw.
The funny thing is, though, the more I've watched, like when she does these interviews that you got to watch, I have gained some sort of she does. Sometimes we say similar things on different cases,
Up a flare. They didn't see it. He waited a long time to anchor. He screamed into
Thanks, Richard Watts.
Darkness for an hour, even though he knew she could not hear him. What do you make of his demeanor? And again, we're on the outside looking. Law section, that sounds cozy. What it means is
detaining him. They would already have him locked away, and they'd say, "We got the case, throw away the key." I still think they got an uphill battle. It's defensible.
Okay, at this juncture, we're just looking at a charge. A charge. Nobody's talking about a jury trial, a guilty plea, plea negotiations. We're just trying to determine, is there enough to formally charge him?
Yeah, wouldn't that be the first thing? I mean, he would say that in the interview too, right? Yeah, I tried to use my phone, but I had no signal out in the middle of the lake. Then I tried to use the flashlight. That didn't work. Then I fired 2 flares. That didn't work. And lo and behold, right before that, she fell in the water with the key that controls the engine and went into the water. And then she had the other spare key in the dry bag that also went into the water with her. I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable, everybody. And then I threw a flotation device. I don't even know if she caught it or not. And by the way, they found the flotation device because I wanted to let you know that I was trying to help her, and I threw the... Yeah. All right.
I mean... Putting myself in his shoes, I would be screaming, I want out to go and find my spouse. But hey, that's just me.
What are you talking about, Sandy?
Let's listen to more. Caught
I don't know what you're talking about.
Tape. Brian Hooker.
At that point, I was slightly closer to something which has a few houses on it, and I decided I had to go get help. But I could not get to the island flood paddle. And
just type it in, Sandy. It's the same case, right? I don't know what you're referring to. Just type it in, though, Sandy. It's no big deal. If it's the same case.
And then the second house, and
a big mishmash.
Well, in that part, it's interesting.
Wait, hold on.
And then
let me go back.
We're just trying to determine tape. Brian Hooker.
At that point, I was slightly closer to something which has a few houses on it, and I decided I had to go get help. But I could not get to the island flood paddle, and the tide.
But you had a cell phone.
Carried me right. The first house, and then the second house, and so I ended up drifting and paddling many hours until I landed on Marsh Island, about 4 miles away. The dinghy was not attached to me, you know. So when we were around trying to get back in the boat, and the sun was falling when it kind of dropped off. It was a magnet key, you know, for the electric motor, and it was a cascade of failures. And it's something I'm never going to forget.
Wait, hold on a second.
Trying to get back in the boat.
What do you mean trying to get back in the boat? What are you talking about?
First house and then the second house, and so I ended up drifting and paddling many hours until I landed on Marsh Island, about 4 miles away. The dinghy key was not attached to me, you know. So when we were around trying to get back in the boat,
when we were something around trying to get back in the boat, I wonder if he's accidentally saying something he didn't mean to say right there. What do you mean? You're something around trying to get back in the boat. When was anybody trying to get back into the boat? You mean like when you know, back in it? Does that mean like when you went to the land and then you were heading out to your yacht time, or?
The sun was falling when it kind of dropped off. It was a magnet key, you know, for the electric motor.
Yeah, the fun was okay. So this could be like when they were getting into their boat to take off to get to their yacht.
It was a cascade of failures, and it's something I'm never going to forgive myself for. And then, so this happened like Saturday night, airing all day at the place called Tahiti Beach, and they would have a beach bar that pulls up on a barge. And, you know, we hit the next stop, and we stayed too long, we left too dark, all kinds of shit. No life jackets.
Yeah, hold on a second. I bet you that's that white sandy beach. There it is. Over here. What the hell? How the hell are we over here? Okay, we gotta play this again now. What in the hell are you talking about? This doesn't fit anything that you drew. This is closer to my theory. Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if she's just over here somewhere or somewhere buried on land, and that whole thing is just totally bogus. Now, he didn't do any of those things. He didn't use the flare. He didn't use his phone. He didn't do, he just threw the key in the water at some point, and he's buzzing around on that damn little dinghy doing whatever he's going to be doing. What does this Tahiti Beach have to do with anything that we've talked about, and that that he drew even? He never mentioned that place. All right, let's take a look at these again. All of a sudden now this thing became a hell of a lot more interesting. Let's see, Tahiti Beach. That's right down here, this area. What in here? He doesn't draw that at all. Look where he's at. He's going around over here doing all this. Let me play that again, just so I want to waste time.
Trying to get back in the boat, and the sun was falling when it kind of dropped off. It was a magnet key, you know, for the electric motor, and it was a cascade of failures, and it's something I'm never going to forgive myself for. And then, so this happened like Saturday night, airing all day at the place called Tahiti Beach, and they would have a beach bar that pulls up on a barge. And
tell me, what's that again?
When it kind of dropped off, it was a magnet key, you know, for the electric motor, and it was a cascade of failures, and it's something I'm never going to forgive myself for. And then, so this happened like Saturday night.
So this all happened on Saturday night.
Airing all day at the place called.
So they spent all day at a place. So that might have been earlier.
Tahiti Beach, and they would have a beach bar that pulls up on a barge, and. You know, we hit the next stop, and we stayed too long.
God, see, they cut off the next stop part. See, whoever give us the whole damn thing without you editing it, you know?
And then, so this happened like Saturday night, Airing all day at the place called Tahiti Beach. And they'd have a beach bar that pulls up on a barge. And, we hit the next stop and we
Oh yeah, I forgot the life jacket part. Missed it all.
stayed too long. We left too dark. All kinds of shit. No life jackets. I had the two that you stuff, under the seats that nobody ever wears for, Coast Guard purposes. But we used to wear these life jackets we had these other ones all the time.
Vanessa Walsh, star of Unmasked True Crime.
And then, so this happened like Saturday night. Airing all day at the place called Tahiti Beach. And they'd have a beach bar that pulls up on a barge. And, we hit the next stop and
So yeah, next stop at, and then they go on to something else. Jeez, why would you do that?
we stayed too long.
Shit. So the next stop might have been up in this area up here. So they may have been down here and then just took the dinghy, and they were in this area at the next stop.
Left too dark. All kinds.
And then there they left too dark. When. Alright, let's see. So he had no life jacket. She fell into the water. Okay, it was too dark. Shitty weather. They were wearing no life jackets. She fell overboard with the kill switch, kind of, the key basically that was magnetic, into the water. She had the spare with her, so he was left with nothing. Then he took out a cell phone that he didn't use to call anybody, but he tried to use the flashlight to get somebody's attention. And then he used 2 flares to get attention to somebody else, but apparently they didn't see it either. And what else am I missing here? There just seems like... yeah, obviously they were drinking, all that shit. It just goes on and on and on and on and on. And he tried to throw a life jacket, a flotation device to her. He doesn't know if she caught it. She didn't really watch him. He didn't put the anchor out till it floated away a quarter of a mile. Whew. Wow. Not looking good. Not looking good. But they didn't arrest him, so.
No life jackets.
The sun set, and then it was at least another hour or two before the moon came up. Let's see, according to the weather report, the moonrise was 10:05 p.m. To Jordan Plint's, Lynette and Brian's neighbor back home, what do you make of hubby caught on tape? What does it mean to you?
I mean, his story is just so inconsistent. It's back and forth. And
I wouldn't say it's inconsistent. He just adds a bunch of,
I don't really.
Now, Brian Hooker caught on tape. Sydney Sumner joining us, Crime Stories investigative reporter. Let's take a look, Sydney, at the texts Lynette had sent to a friend. If you could put that up on the screen very quickly. How far south did you guys make it? We are probably starting the trek around the beginning of March. I guess it was too much closeness. We decided to call it quits. I'm not going back. Good luck, guys. Response. I'm really sorry to hear this. Lynette. Me too. Heartbroken considering I quit my awesome career, sold my house, and gave away everything I own to cruise. Stupid. Friend responds, oh no, I can't remember. How long have you guys been cruising? We were married 21 years. Our marriage lasted 6 weeks cruising.
Anyways, geez, I've had enough. 3 hours and 20 minutes later. We'll try to, maybe we'll have to revisit this one tomorrow with some, I'd seen I got a article that had all these different text messages back and forth, but I can't seem to find it right now. I'm not asking about, it's just those kind of things. What are the things that he's claiming that they just didn't do right. I mean, there's just too many things. Doesn't make sense. I mean, all of it's possible, but so you know how like circumstantial evidence works? This is like the reverse of that. I mean, I guess it's still certain you could look at it the same way, but like usually when you stack things on top of each other, it makes it better. This is worse for him. It's like it goes the other direction. The more things he throws out, the worse it looks because he didn't do anything. I mean, if you're in a little dinghy and your wife fell overboard, I would say, like likely your first thought would be to try to get her. Like, oh my God, and like throw your anchor over. And I mean, a lot of people would have jumped in, maybe even tried to go help or something, as long as you had the anchor down. But he didn't even, the motor didn't work, so he didn't throw the anchor out. And then he's like yelling her name and she doesn't answer. And then he grabs the phone and, hey, anybody see this sucker? Nobody saw that. But he doesn't call anybody. So he doesn't seem like he's really making any effort at all to actually help her out. Right? Just seems like it's just... See, I told you guys that Marty was funny, man. I told you guys. You guys didn't listen. Look at that one right there. Tomorrow he'll start out with, did I mention the monkeys? Oh, yeah. They were climbing all over the boat. They had their own little thing, and they were... In fact, there was a band of monkeys on a dinghy out there. Right next to the dog-faced boy. All right, here we got a joke from the Sarge. What has he got here? A drunk staggers into a church confessional, but doesn't speak. The priest yells, "Hey, is anyone there?" Like I always say every night. The drunk says, "Can't help you. There's no paper in this one either." Oh, shit. Probably got really, unfortunately, a lot of odor in that confessional after that. All right, let's. We got to read it again for you guys. A drunk staggers into a church confessional but doesn't speak. The priest yells, "Hey, is anyone there?" The drunk says, "Can't help you. There's no paper in this one either." Thanks, Sarge. Let's see. Yeah, don't you think a little dinghy filled with monkeys and Oompa Loompas and all these different circus characters? A tale of misfortunate events. Well, tomorrow I'm going to have to do some weird timing of the show because I got the Blazers tomorrow. I don't know if you guys know how it works, but the Blazers are in the play-in game. But they won their last game of the season that put them into 8th place, tying the Clippers but had the tiebreaker. So we're 8th. So that means we get to play the Phoenix Suns in the first game, and then the Warriors play the Los Angeles Clippers on the road. And then 2 days later, the loser of the 7-8 game between the Blazers and the Clippers, the loser plays the winner of the Clipper Warrior game. And the 7th place team, let's say we play Phoenix and we lose. We then play the winner of the Clippers and Warriors and we have a home game. If we happen to beat Phoenix tomorrow, then we're just straight out into the playoffs in the 7th position playing the San Antonio Spurs, right? So that'd be sweet. And then Phoenix then will play at home against either the Warriors or the Clippers, depending on who wins that game. Yeah, so there you go. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Kind of pumped. Maybe I'll do an earlier one and then a later one. I don't know. About the monkeys and dinghy. And well, I was just playing on top of Marty's. Did I tell you about the monkeys? Oh, yeah. Yeah, those monkeys. There's a whole band of them out there. They live on that island, and sometimes they make their way out into the water, and lo and behold, they'll pull you right off a boat. It's crazy. All right. Anyways, I think that's going to do it, you guys. I know it's kind of late. Thanks for everybody for showing up in here. We got Cheryl Bullock earlier, gifted a membership. Then we had Allie Cake, then Allie Cake again, and then Carrie Lee, and then Miley Mills. And then Miley Mills became a new member. And then let's see. Believe you're real. Right? Is that right? Believe you're real. I think I said that right. What do you guys think? Believe, and then like the Spanish double L. I know you can't see me because I'm putting these messages on the screen. Why do you need to see me? Kimberly Tomei. Or to me. Maybe it's Kimberly to me. Tomei sounds a little bit more, And then Carly Lee. Gifted 5. Thank you. And then Paul Ayers gifted 5 right after that. And then we had Miley Mills. Karen W. If you got here late, we donated $500 to Wounded Warriors tonight. You guys had to get to $350, and then I would donate $500. So I got Michelle H, and then Allie Cake, Kimberly to me or Tomei, whatever you feel, and then Coco Love, Wild Bill Wassman. Then we have Lisa Belson showing up, gifted 10. That got us right into we're getting into the home stretch there. Then Wild Bill Wassman, Coco Love, then Lisa Belson. I think right after that one we made it to the goal area. Then Wild Bill Wassman, then Dom C gifted 10. Maybe it was after that. Then K-Me, Paul Ayers, K-Me again, Coco Love. Then we had Wild Bill Wassman. Dom C gifted another 5. Thank you. And then Wild Bill Wassman. Then I gifted 5. Then Jim Lawn, and Lisa Valenzuela. I was in prison for a little bit. Allie K, Coco Love got me some sensitivity training. Definitely need that. Got to be nicer to the trolls, don't you know? Jessica Schubach, Annie's Kid, Wild Bill Wassman, and then Jim Lawn, who had his challenge met, Richard Watts, and then Sarge Don USMC. And by the way, were you really a sergeant in the Marine Corps? And if so, thank you for your service. I don't think most people would just put that on there. And then also I want to thank Marty's Bar and Grill for some bunch of coffee, and then also Lisa Valenzuela. I think Lisa Valenzuela. Did you send one in? Yeah, Lisa Valenzuela. And then also, that's right. I got one from Von Bratt. Tracy Von Bratt. She sent a coffee and it just doesn't show up on the screen there. So there you go. Awesome. I guess Sarge took off. I'm looking right at you. You're like, what the hell happened there? What? Yeah. Anyways, thanks everybody. It feels good to. Yeah, I mean, yesterday was, man, that was crazy. For anybody that was here, it was just such a poor. I mean, I don't know what I was. I don't know. I wasn't feeling like I was in a good mood anyway, so that probably just. I don't know what it was. I think I had to get. I got up early because we had to take our kid to the airport. He went back. Oh, check this thing out. So he went back to the Philippines, and like, you know, he's been here for 3.5. Let's see, probably 3.5 years now. And basically, right when he got here, he met a girl online through playing. You know, he was playing like a video game in the Philippines, right? And then he's talked to her like a million times. You know, like they do video chat, and they're girlfriend, boyfriend, I guess. And now he went back there for the first time to meet her, even though my wife and his brother has already met her because they went back like last year. I mean, isn't that weird that your mom and your brother meet the person before you do? But anyways, he's there right now. I feel like I almost want to like contact him and say, hey, what's going on? What happened? Retired military, I just like it that you get my joke. Well, it's a miracle that I get jokes. Sometimes I don't get them. Well, there was one I got the other day. The one we were looking at, I got it. It just was so bad that I thought I must not be getting it. But it turns out it really was what I was thinking. So that's when it's not good. Yeah, so he's going to meet her for the first time in person, but they've seen each other in person. I don't know, man. I hope it all works out. That would be kind of a shitty experience. Yeah. But he just flew all the way back there. It's like a 17-hour flight. And he's there right now. He was in Manila earlier today. We talked to him. I'm going to have to check it out. FaceTime. Yeah, well, that's what I would do on Facebook chat or something. But anyways, I want to say thank you guys very much for, reaching the goal tonight and everything. I mean, I can't do this without you guys, and I wish I had 5,000 people watching, etc. I don't know, man. I'm not good at marketing or any of that kind of stuff. I don't have a producer like some of these other people. I probably would be pretty good if I had a producer that would, got a hold of people, set up interviews, knew how to make thumbnails and posted videos, etc. That would be that'd be amazing. I mean, obviously I'd pay them and stuff, but it's just something that, like, man, a lot of times I don't have time for, like, I'm not crappy with art or anything. I just, I don't know how to make these, thumbnail clickbait things that everybody else does. What did she say? What? My video's about a dog who lost these people put like titles that have nothing to do with anything. They just get you to click on it. What did she say? Well, that's not what mine's about. So, yeah. Yeah, cool. Yeah, we've given quite a bit to Wounded Warriors over the years. I think probably, I don't know, I'd say 3,000 or 4,000 for sure. I'll be your Chewbacca. I'll be Chewbacca if you want me to. Here, let's do that one. Here we go. Wait, is it? Oh, none of the sounds are working. Darn it. Ah, shit. Well, that one worked. Oh, maybe it is now. No. How come that one wouldn't work? Huh. Yeah, let me close it and then open it back up again. Wow. I don't know. I don't think my entire Stream Deck thing is even working right now. Wow, it's not even there. Well, anyways, that's going to do it, you guys. We will see you tomorrow. No sound effects or anything. So, it's going to end right after the intro part. Maybe I'll do the intro and then the other one. All right. So, thanks, everybody. Really appreciate it. Like I said, I couldn't do it without you guys. I do the shows. You guys support the channel. And we've done a lot of great things over the years. All right, so, here we go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I think there's something wrong with the specific drive. So I'm going to have to, redo this one. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And, as they always say, until next time, be safe out there.